on the river.
Rolling on the river.
That's what I was thinking about.
I
Our
know.
low voice.
By the way, you, when I was editing our Roni episode, you would break out into laughter every time I did that. It was so
Yes,
funny.
because it is funny. I forgot all about
Heather
that
Gay
woman.
is kind of a ho, isn't she?
Yeah, but not in the same way, but kind of.
Like if cast members were noises, what would they be?
Like Heather?
No, Heather is a ho.
I don't know.
What would Lisa be?
Lisa might be like a ding, like a chime or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
Something kind of pleasant but startling.
What would Lindsay Hubbard be?
Ooh, I don't know.
She would be microphone feed. You know what I mean?
Honestly, this is really bad. But I was gonna say like nails on a chalkboard. But I didn't
Same
know.
thing, by the way.
But I didn't know if I wanted to say that. But then
Is
you
it-
said what you said, and I
Yeah.
said, well, let me just go in with what I was thinking.
It's the same. That's the same. That's essentially the same. No one wants to hear that.
What about Whitney? Just like
Whitney's white noise ASMR. The thing you put on to go to sleep.
I'm into that.
What's Meredith?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe like I mean, she was very subdued. Something was going on with her this episode. Maybe something to do with like a bath, like a drip, a very quiet drip, but it just keeps going and to the point where you start driving yourself insane.
Yeah.
Like, why is it dripping still?
Why? That
There it
tapping.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Yeah. Speaking of Lindsay, she had her
Oh.
bachelorette party this weekend.
Well, her wait.
Her would
Wait.
be. It's a party.
Oh,
It's a girls' trip.
Oh, so she kept the trip. I kind of I like that.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I don't know. Maybe they're in Mexico. Let's see.
Listen, I think that if I were in her shoes, I would do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're in Mexico, this is obviously something they planned for, and people have already bought tickets and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So they can go and have a friendship renewal party. Very Bravo. Very in the Bravo spectrum.
They're in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Hopefully she's,
Not activated.
not activated, and having, a good time with her gal pals. Did anybody from the show go?
I think Danielle's there.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad about that.
Gabby.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad that Danielle's there.
If you're asking about those cast members, but if you're asking like if Paige.
Well,
those
I was
people
just asking in general. But I mean, to me, the only one that I'd really be interested in knowing is Danielle. So I'm glad that Danielle's there. Guys, I'm here for that friendship.
Sam is there.
Sam is there too?
I
Okay.
double checked that. Yeah.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I'm saying that I'm here for the friendship of Danielle
Oh.
and Lindsay getting back on track.
Me too.
Eyes wide open.
I just want Danielle to be seen in that friendship.
That's why I said eyes wide
Yeah.
open.
Oh yeah, of course.
But really more so for
Eyes wide
Danielle.
shut.
One is eyes wide shut. One is eyes wide open, baby. Okay? And the other is Carl.
Yeah.
We don't know where he is.
One eye open.
He's in between. He's in between.
Definitely one eye open.
Yes.
He's like,
He is seeing everything.
the eye that's closest to the door though, so he can see people coming.
Yeah, he's seeing everything
Right.
sort of clear.
What do you think? Okay, this is my real question. What do you think
Okay.
Kyle Cook thinks of all of this?
Oh, I want to know. I want to know. I understand why he's not saying anything. If I'm just to speculate, I
Yeah.
would imagine that he is looking after his pal Carl. And not to say that he doesn't have an independent friendship with Lindsay and he doesn't want good things for her, but I think we saw on the show and at the reunion that he had some hesitation. And he stopped really voicing it because of the backlash, mainly from Lindsay that he was getting. So he's like, you know what, better not. Let me just keep my mouth shut. But I think we could kind of see that he maybe felt a certain way about the relationship. Not that he didn't want it to happen, but maybe that there were things that we did not know.
Like all
which
of us.
We kind of came to the conclusion that
Yeah.
that was true. So I would imagine that he is somewhat, not necessarily like in support, like way to go, Carl, but I imagine that he's in communication with Carl and he's talking to him and they're friends and he is supporting him in the sense of like, you're not alone and, I don't hate you like other people hate you. But I mean, you know what
No,
I mean?
I know,
Like
of course.
some of the viewers out there and
That was more of like an uncomfortable laugh
I
of
know.
like, oh God, yeah.
but I understand why he isn't making any type of like public statement. I get that. And really nobody has from the show, right?
Yeah.
Unless I missed something. I don't
No.
feel like anyone's made any type of like any statement, which I'm okay with that. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll get more with honey than vinegar. So if we make a statement right now, the only person who's really spoken on it is Craig. Just because he's been out in the press promoting Southern Charm, they're asking him. And
sure.
I just don't know if he's the one to ask.
No, he's not, but he is the one that I want the answer from, because it'll be kind of, it's all true, guys. It's true. Believe everything you hear. So his answers are always a little bit like delusional, but I really like it.
Yeah. Just take it with a grain of salt.
I always.
So I'm glad that she's having a good time in her bachelorette party.
Me too. I'm glad. I think that is what the soul needs. Be with your friends, have some drinks, and just laugh. They say laughter is the best medicine.
Laughter, funny, ha ha. Speaking of staying quiet, how do you feel about Shannon storms the door?
Oh,
no statement as of yet.
I think it's odd.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think she shouldn't make a statement.
Well, at all? Or you're just okay with the timeline of where we are that she has not said anything?
I think I'm okay with the timeline where we are. She has not said anything.
I think there's a variable to this that, you know, the hit and run is a big issue. I think if it was just the DUI, I think she would have said something. So I do give a little like gratitude. I give a little gratitude. I give a little lenience that she hasn't said anything, maybe because
thoughts and prayers,
there's, you know, the hit and run and other stuff is being sorted out. So I guess technically it's an open case, so to speak.
I think
so I think if someone's advising her not to say something, it's like for legal reasons, and I can understand that. Now, if I put that aside, I would have liked her to have said something by now. It's been almost a week.
Okay, so I think maybe the question really should be, what are you imagining she should say? Because then my mind might change a little bit. I'm saying no, but I think you and I might be thinking of what should be said in the statement.
Well, I think you come out and you take responsibility and you apologize, and you also express some gratitude that you're so thankful that nobody was really injured. And I think just taking accountability for what happened and knowing how severe the situation is important for people to understand that you understand that and you get that.
Yeah.
Her saying nothing kind of makes me feel like she still doesn't kind of know what. I think she's still probably like in a shame spiral, and she's very afraid, and she probably thinks no matter what she says, people are not going to receive it. And I think that's fine. But to not say anything, to me, it feels like, do you understand the severity of the situation?
Of course.
But I will say, if it's a legal situation, I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's because of the hit and run aspect, because she drove off. That would be the run part.
Yes, correct.
Hit and walk.
Well,
hit and walk the dog.
Well, she did all the above.
I know.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah. Or even, and like sometimes in situations like this, did the lawyer say anything? I think the lawyer did say something.
I think so.
Oh, I can't remember what. So, I mean, I guess in that situation, to me, I need somebody to say something about it, because all I've really gotten was Jeff Lewis, and that's not good enough for me.
No?
And I feel like we're creeping up on a week, and we don't have any remorse so far from Shannon Bedore.
Well, I do think she probably is remorseful.
I know. I think she is.
The perception is that, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
What is that noise?
I think it's outside.
My God.
I'm telling you, it's loud. It's loud this week.
It is loud.
When I went out there, it was like booming. I can't really hear it right now, but I did hear it a little bit earlier.
God, I have sonic hearing. It's Sia's titanium.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I am titanium. Oh my God, I have rocket hearing.
You do?
It's disgusting.
I actually don't envy you.
Don't envy me.
No, I don't.
I hate it.
I just remember you at the Swift concert with your noise canceling headphones.
Why are you trying to always bring me down?
No, I thought it was actually very proactive.
I look like a loser.
Protecting your hearing.
I have to protect my hearing.
Yeah, but the irony is, in 10 years from now, I won't be able to hear very well at all, which is kind of where I am right now, but you'll still have perfection.
Well, that's how executive producer is.
What? She can hear or she can't hear?
No, she has horrible hearing now.
Oh, well,
so where she is now is where you are going to be in 10 years. Because she grew up backstage.
Oh, damage.
With Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly Teddy Mellencamp. Justice Mellencamp, which is her sister. It's one of the two.
Oh.
Anyway, she doesn't have great hearing.
Yeah. Well, my hearing is damaged, and I always use headphones like the AirPods, so they just get fucked. even more so.
You should get noise canceling.
I do. I have those too.
Oh, you do?
But like when I walk and stuff, I don't use those. I use my earbuds.
Maybe that's what Shannon was. She had noise canceling headphones on when she walked Archie. And she didn't know they were after her. She couldn't hear it.
The lights tipped her off. Yeah. But yeah, your hearing is impeccable.
It is. I like it, and then I don't like it.
Yeah, I know.
I can also smell things at an abnormal rate.
Well, yeah.
I can smell. I don't know. Well, does that make sense? An abnormal rate?
Your senses are just high.
They are very. I'm hyper vigilant.
Yeah, like a superhero.
Yes, I do. I have spidey senses. Mm-hmm. Spidey senses. So, guys, we're here to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Mm. Dynamite.
Executive producer is going to be joining us on the mic.
What did she say? You want to talk about husband?
Husband?
Oh my God. We want to go. That's what she says. We want to go there with husband. And I love it because I had the subtitles on in honor of Lauren because Lauren always watches these shows with
That's why
subtitles.
I have great hearing.
And yeah, guys, my volume was like at 100 and I come over and I can't even hear Lauren's. It's at like 15, but she has the subtitles on.
I watched it on mute.
she picks up on all the expressions. But when you watch that scene with subtitles, it says, you want to go there with the husband, but that is not what she fucking says. Mm-mm. She goes, you want to go there with husband? And I think it's my favorite sound clip outside of Lisa's rant on all franchises.
Back me up, she says to Lisa.
Yeah, you get in there and you tell her to leave.
You can
leave. Guys, the editors and the posts were working overtime and it showed. This was one of the greatest episodes in Salt Lake history.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, easily.
I don't think I've seen an episode this good since...
It's so fun.
I don't know. Probably when Jen Shaw got arrested.
Yeah, but...
That was pretty epic.
That was epic, but this was better. Just because it was... The comedy was higher in this episode.
Are you feeling good about this season so far?
Yeah, I am.
Uh-huh. It's good.
I really am.
It's giving me little tingles.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, I'm glad Eeps is going to be coming. She's late, but whatever. She's going to be joining us soon.
She'll be joining us. Yeah. Get to start without her. You know?
Because we're professionals.
Yeah, she's not a professional, guys.
Yeah.
She's not a professional. Well, shall we get into it?
Let's do it. Let's talk about husband.
Let's talk about the husband
and the housewives.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Reality Bites, the podcast where we'll deep dive into this week's buzziest reality TV and pop culture happenings.
I'm Betsy, and while I may be 9 to 5 by day, I'm a reality connoisseur by night.
And I'm JJ, a reality TV producer by trade, but my favorite pastime is dishing unfiltered dirt and behind-the-scenes scoop. We'll tackle the biggest and best water cooler moments of the week through an insider lens you won't find anywhere else.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Please don't tell me it's about Tom.
It's about Tom.
This is Reality Bites.
All tricks, no treats.
Yeah. I liked that.
Executive producer's afraid to talk.
I'm here. We tricked her into coming, and there are no treats, unfortunately.
All right. Yes. I figured we could start off by playing a game.
Oh my God. How did I feel like you were going to say that?
Did you know?
Well, just honestly, when you started that sentence, because that's like a jump scare for me. Guys, let's go around and play a game. What do you love and what do you hate about the person to the right?
No, I'm serious. Warm and fuzzy, cold and prickly. Go.
I've never heard of this game, by the way. I mean, I get the sentiment, but
I have not heard of this either at all.
Do we think
warm and fuzzy, cold and prickly? It's like rose and thorn, or like
right. First impression.
First impression.
Oh,
you were boring. Kind of boring.
Oh my God! We both went to the same place.
Well, I thought you were gonna be kind of boring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I got to know you, and you were.
I know. She was Sutton was so annoyed. She was like, what is this game?
Yeah.
You're so beautiful and you're still so beautiful.
It's just so Beverly Hills, honestly.
It's so Beverly Hills.
And this game is so Salt Lake City. Cold and prickly.
Oh, yeah.
Warm and fuzzy. Like, this to me is...
I love trying to come up with games for cast members to play when they're doing dinners.
Were there any that you came up with that made air?
No.
Oh.
So I tried to come up with a game, and I wanted the cast members to each perform as another cast member, and then the people would have to guess, right?
Okay.
So you would probably do things that are a little bit more hyperbolic. I wanted them to, if I'm drawing somebody's name out of a hat and I get Tamara, act as if you are Tamara, and then everyone has to guess. Because I knew that would be fun, and there'd be a lot of laughters, but I knew that one person was going to be like, oh, is that what you think of me? Yeah. So I texted the game to one of my cast members at a dinner, and they just looked at me from behind the camera line, and they were like, absolutely fucking not. And I was like, okay, great, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's a little harder exactly. It's a little harder to try to get co-ed cast to play games like that.
Yeah, best laid effort. What's it? Best laid plans.
Yeah.
Doesn't say best laid effort. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Well, I really appreciate that they don't do mini games, or they don't do games like this. I think the game with like doing an impersonation would be funny, but maybe they don't feel strong in their acting skills and they feel like they're going to be embarrassed.
I will say that person definitely was like, that's stupid. They literally said that to me. They went on a bathroom break and they were like, that's stop.
So they might be a little insecure about what they would do.
Well, that, and I think that they could probably sniff up what I was putting down, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be the catalyst for this.
Like, okay, I try.
Yeah.
It's like I try on the podcast. That's all I can do.
It's all we can do is try. This is us trying.
It is. So we don't want to play the game is what we're trying to say.
Well, was it a real?
No, I really legitimately wanted to go around and. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess you kick us
You
off.
kicked it off. You're up.
Well, see, what I will say, also in wanting to play this game, but also seeing it on the show, I don't understand warm and fuzzy and cold and prickly. So are these things that they do?
Well, here's the problem. Meredith entered. Well, was it Meredith or was it Whitney? Oh, because Meredith did a different game.
It was Whitney.
Whitney did both.
So
of the
Whitney,
games.
Whitney did do both. So when Whitney brought it up, she goes, "The purpose of the game is warm and fuzzy. This is something like you really appreciate, you really admire about the person. The cold and prickly is like an area of opportunity." Right?
Framing it in a way like something to work on.
Something to work on.
Yes, but then it immediately goes to Heather. I don't trust you. Looking at Angie Kane, it's like, okay, where's the opportunity here?
And I think that's what kind of fucked me up a little bit because when they start playing it, I'm like, wait, are we kind
the
of
intention was lost?
They didn't get it either.
We're misaligned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maligned. one of the two.
Maligned and misaligned.
Yes. Okay, so I'll start first. Is it to my right or to my left?
Well, they did to the right.
They did to the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to play it exactly the way they did.
Keep it authentic.
We are keeping it authentic.
God.
Warm and fuzzy, non-judgmental.
Are you looking at me?
No, I'm literally making eye contact with you. What are you talking about?
Well, but the listeners don't know who you're looking at.
Oh.
So I'm trying to...
Oh my God, I just committed producer suicide. I hate when people do that.
I'm
So
trying
for Lauren, yes, go ahead. Can you come here? And I'm like, don't know where you are, don't know where there is. Can you tell me? Can you give me a location? Yeah, I'm sorry. I basically was giving so much eye contact to Betsy. It was like that uncomfortable eye contact that men make with each other when they're pissing. And you're like, they're holding their dicks in their hand in the bathroom. And they're like, why are you looking at me? Why are you making eye contact? Yeah.
Okay.
Like Jordan did with Kyle Cook in that episode of Summer House. He like follows him into the bathroom.
It's like, what are you doing, man?
He's like, oh yeah, your dick.
Just like that.
Okay, so Betsy.
Let the record state she's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Warm and fuzzy, non-judgmental.
Okay. One
of the most accepting people I know.
Okay.
Cold and prickly when the Cowboys lose.
So my area
and Longhorns.
My area of opportunity is to not
and watching Roni. I'm just kidding.
Screaming. Okay.
Like Elijah did on the airplane.
Elijah.
When Aaron was so embarrassed.
I don't know their kids' names like that.
Oh. You can't say they never said anything about their lives, Betsy. They told us.
Can't
they
say.
told us. And they have lots of sex. Okay.
Also, stand corrected. Jenna has a cat and a dog.
I'm telling you, I felt like I saw a scene with the dog.
With an animal.
Yeah.
I think it was like the premiere.
Exactly.
It's been a while.
It's been a few months. It's been a minute.
Okay, so then I go to Eeps.
Yes, you're going to go to
Let the record state I'm looking at Eeps, even though it hurts my neck sometimes to do so.
Look at me.
See. Look at me when you talk to me. Warm and fuzzy. You're very kind.
Thank you.
She might try to hide it. She's very easygoing, at least on the surface. Like
That's solely on the surface. So
but like
thank
with
you
me,
for that.
with me, she's very easygoing,
Yeah.
very flexible, very understanding. So warm and fuzzies. Cold and prickly, prickly and cold.
Bring it on.
Well, I don't want to do a sports thing because Lauren took that one.
You can.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't align on sports.
This is true.
And sometimes we have different opinions on housewives, which is fun, but sometimes I judge her for certain things.
Oh.
Like Heather DeBrey.
Okay, so I take
By the
back
way,
my warm
I
and
want to
fuzzy.
do my cold and prickly to Betsy.
Yeah,
your
hold on a
affinity
second.
for Kim Richards is to be mine.
Yes, yeah. I love Kim.
I take it back.
I love Kim, and she judges me hardcore for that. And sometimes
She was another one. You don't want to talk about the husband?
you talk about husband.
Fuck husband?
No, but really very, yeah.
All
The
right.
sports stuff, and that's really
I'll
about
take it. All right.
All right,
Only
Aaron.
judgmental guys in the Bravo sphere. Okay.
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 I was on a plane with my kids,
That's
and it was
Betsy.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let the record reflect that I am speaking to Lauren. Warm and fuzzy. I would say you are incredibly empathetic and can
Okay.
always see things from other people's perspectives. Cold and prickly, coming up with games to play. No, I'm kidding.
God.
too
True.
soon. Too soon.
Too soon.
I would say impatience for stupidity.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I never let it show though.
No, you really don't. You're very good at hiding it.
Cool, calm, and
And by the way, that
collected.
should be it. Your ability to mask your emotions, and the prickly should be inability to withstand
Oh, yeah.
stupidity.
I'm really good at masking. I hate everybody here on this podcast right now, but they wouldn't know it.
You couldn't know. Couldn't
You
tell.
never know. We don't pay that.
I mean,
close
we
attention.
can because she's giving us Meredith
Yeah.
Mark's dagger eyes. But other than that,
Oh,
We love it. What?
I do give. Oh my God.
you do.
I just had
You
an
have-
aha moment.
She's having a self-realization,
Well, it's like
self-actualization
yeah,
moment.
as Lisa says, Meredith has no poker face,
I have a poker face,
but Meredith does not.
but I also give. I'm Meredith.
Well, let's
Well,
not
not all the way
go-
around. Not all the way around.
Is
no.
this like one of those mirroring things where you hate a cast, like a character or a cast member, and you're like, but really it's you.
Yeah,
It's a reflection
I'm
of
wondering.
your-
Is that a
no?
No.
By the way, hate is
no,
a strong
I'm kidding.
word. Loathe.
I will say I don't.
Get it.
I feel like
Test.
what's interesting. I feel like you and I, Eeps,
Mhm.
we're more quick to be like, oh, we loathe, we can't stand that person. Whereas
I agree.
Lauren is always like, yeah, I don't really like them, but like, I don't know that you hate. Do you hate any housewife? I'm curious. And like, obviously, hate's a strong word, y'all. We don't know most of them personally, but
Speak for yourself.
that's what I said. Most
just
of them.
kidding,
I was,
I'm kidding.
throwing it out there. But like, just as they are on TV, is there anyone that you were like, oh my god, when they come on TV, like your skin crawls?
Teddy.
Okay, okay.
Teddy, but I don't mind. Like, here's the thing. It's hard. I feel like we've talked about this before. And I can't, you're right. I can't really, I don't really dislike anyone. But
To a certain level.
yeah, to
Yeah.
a certain level. But I mean, I didn't mind Teddy in her first season or two. It was
Mhm.
the third season. And then when she came back to visit,
Yeah.
she was just, it was too much at Kathy's
Mhm.
house. And I'm like, I don't need it.
Okay.
She gives me,
Yep.
I hate saying this because I like Jackie, but Jackie now as a friend of is giving me very Teddy Mellencamp vibes.
Mhm. Well, she's doing too
Oh
much.
yes,
Yeah, she's doing a
That's
little too
very
much.
Fair.
So that, but I can't think of anybody that I just completely have detested. Not really.
Okay.
Erin's up there with me right now, but
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I want to give her another shot, and I think it's a little too early for me
Mm.
to really make that type of an assessment.
Okay,
I need
that's
to
fair.
see another season from her.
Oof.
That's why I said in our Roni recap, I said there's one of two trajectories: we learn, or we stay the
Sure.
same.
Right.
So I
You want
need
to give her the opportunity to
I
be able
do.
to
I
learn.
really
Okay,
do. I
that's
really
fair.
do. I still have
That's fair.
faith. Maybe
But you gotta have faith.
maybe that's my toxic trait.
Maybe so.
Having faith in people.
Maybe my toxic trait is being too fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's possible.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
that's it. But overall thoughts. That's Eeps.
Overall thoughts. This was one of the most satisfying trip episodes of a Housewives in recent in memory.
Yeah.
It was
Especially
top tier.
juxtaposed.
Well,
against Anguilla.
well, all
Oh,
of them
yeah.
are on trips right now.
I
Right?
know they
so
are.
It's
That is-
like
that is
Bravo's
interesting.
version of Shark Week in a way.
It
Like it's
is.
Trip Week.
And they're all on
Strictly.
different like this is very new in Salt
Yep.
Lake. Roni's kind of almost done. OC has to be
is-
almost
OC's
done.
finale is next week.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
I didn't realize that at all.
Just
Yeah,
kind of really snuck up behind you, didn't it?
Wow. Yeah, it
sure did.
I wronghold you.
Yeah.
God,
Oh God. Okay.
Bryn. But I'm loving the season so far. I
Yeah.
really am. I think that it is just it's really smooth. The storytelling is like vastly improved. I think that it is just I went into the season very skeptical with
Yeah.
very low to literally no expectations.
Zero.
If there are
Mhm.
negative expectations, that's where I would have been.
Yeah.
I'm to say I'm
Negative
pleasantly negative
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
To say I'm pleasantly surprised is an understatement. I think it's been wonderful, and this episode was like insane in all of the best ways.
Yeah, it really was. It was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if our listeners picked up on this, but we haven't seen a transition to the next day. This entire
Yeah.
episode is
Yeah.
one day, which I think is important to point out because that means we kept things moving in the field and we have a good content, and it doesn't feel. It doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't feel thin.
It doesn't.
The
Yeah.
pacing's perfect.
Yeah,
Storytelling's perfect.
Mhm.
The
It's
jokes
pretty.
are perfect.
it looks great.
Oh yeah, it does. It looks
Like it's
really
shot
good.
really well.
It's very.
It's cut really well.
It's giving me the same satiation
Yeah.
as Miami.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Never thought that we would say that about SLC.
I never thought
After
we'd
the last
get
couple
here.
of seasons, at least.
We have really clung on.
This is the reward.
Well, yeah.
This
This I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling like hopeful for this season.
Yeah.
This a lot of colors for me.
Oh, it's very bright.
It's very bright. The inside of the home is a bit much for me.
You mean the Trixie Motel? The home.
The home, the inside, the inside of
The home for wayward girls.
It does seem home. Like yeah, like you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a motel. That's what it's called, is a motel, right?
Motel. Yeah.
But it's like a character. It's like part of the story. It's just it's a little bit too much. It's a little busy for me.
I love
But I can
it.
appreciate it as like what we're there for.
See, I'm obsessed.
I love
Well,
it too.
I know you.
I
know you
love
are.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And the over the topness of it, Trixie
Oh, yeah,
Mattel
Trixie
and
Mattel,
Drag Race and
Trixie
all of
Mattel.
that.
Yeah.
yes.
I'm into that.
I didn't get to work with Trixie. I only worked on season 6 of Drag Race, so
Still
Oh.
a phenomenal season.
I think it's one of the best seasons.
I think
And
it's
not because I
best.
worked on it, but just because I think
Seasons
it is.
5
gotta
and
watch
6
it.
Yeah,
are the
season
best
5
seasons.
and 6. That's so. Oh, you've never seen Drag Race?
I haven't seen those seasons.
Oh,
Oh.
those seasons are
I've
unbelievable.
only seen-
I think season 5 and season 6 put Drag Race on the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do a rewind, a rewatch.
And
But
then
it
watch
won't even be
All-Stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Drag Race is so good.
Yeah. I've just seen episodes here and there collectively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you like the motel?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the
never-
color. I love the Palm Springs of it all. But living in California and having lived in California in the past, it just feels very Palm Springs and over the top Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hate to admit something.
Okay. Admit it.
I
This
don't
is
know
a
how-
safe space.
Is it?
No.
Oh, it is with me. Do you want to look at me when you're saying
No,
it?
I don't. Well, look at you.
Oh, what is it? Just say it.
I think Heather Gay might have been an MVP this episode.
Oh, the comedy was there.
The comedy was there.
She, and I hate to say this, but when she was drunk was her best look.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
God.
guys, now, to be honest, I didn't watch the last minute. Once the fighting happened in the car with Mary and Whitney, I was like, okay, now I need to look away because she was like, I'm getting sick. I muted it and I put my hand up. So if anything else happened in that episode,
Oh.
besides her
Oh.
getting sick, I didn't see because I can't handle that kind of stuff. But
They're-
when she was drunk at the table and she called herself, did she call herself an MVP or like a, oh, she called herself an icon. She was drunk talking to Angie. She's like, we were, also that was part of the warm and fuzzy. We went to high school together. We were icons or something. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? That landed for me.
Yes.
And
We're timeless.
yeah, I liked it. Oh, that's right. Because we're like, what year did you graduate? No, we're timeless icons or something.
I just think it's so interesting that she, in that moment, could align herself with Angie and say that they were both icons. In the
Right?
She was wasted.
The first episode, she
Yeah,
said
exactly.
she was like so uncool, and Angie was so cool. So how were they both iconic? Interesting.
She's projecting.
Yeah.
Before
Drunk
she
man's words.
projectile.
Oh God! Talk about it.
It was not.
I don't want
pretty.
to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, Eeps had she made an observation that I did not pick up on. Yeah.
So the thing that you missed is, yes, she was getting sick and like throwing up into a bag, but there's a steady stream of just clear, like looking liquid coming off of the seat and onto the floor.
I thought it was
She's simultaneously
herself?
Yeah, I think she peed
peeing
herself.
while she's puking.
Okay.
We've all been there, haven't you? Haven't you peed yourself a little bit when you vomit?
I will say this.
I guess no.
I think I have,
Okay,
but
yeah.
there's a difference between peeing yourself a little bit because of like the pressure of throwing up and what we witnessed, because that was a steady flow.
Okay. You don't. There's no room for you. We don't think that the throw up was hitting the.
I wasn't inspecting that closely
But it was
because it
steady.
does trigger me, like the throwing up. So I was looking away from the throwing up and just looking at the
But-
stream.
You know what? Never mind. You're right, because in that moment when it's streaming, you don't see anything coming out of her mouth,
Exactly.
All right.
and it wouldn't drip that way.
Look, I haven't had kids. I think maybe when you have children, that could be,
yeah.
there could be some effect
yeah.
Okay.
down there.
So why?
Well,
Well, I haven't
same-
had kids. What's my? What's
Yeah,
my
but
reason?
are you peeing like a steady when you've thrown up and peed a little bit? Like, is it like a steady, or is it a full bladder? I don't know. I don't know what's
need
the
to-
right
okay,
way
we need
to,
to know
to
more.
say this.
I have not had a steady stream of pee when I've accidentally peed myself.
I'm just wondering if kids maybe affects that.
I'm sure.
no, it
does. I'm
absolutely
sure
does.
Yeah.
It absolutely does, or other
So
things.
Heather, I'm very sorry you had to experience that on national
I'm
television.
so sorry, but no one said that. But I do think that's what it is.
I think it is. I think it is.
Interesting.
I think most people are trying not to watch it. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of speculation.
This is
If you're-
also true.
If you're brave enough like Eeps to be able to see it, I could not watch it. There's a lot of things on TV I can watch. I can't do like throwing up scenes. I can't. In movies, I get so mad when they just throw them in my face. I don't have any warning. I feel so violated.
Christina Minkoff. I'm Christina. Oh my God, Crystal Minkoff.
Yeah, I know. I knew what you meant. But I was so grateful that I knew this was coming, even though they jump scared it in the trailer. That I was like way prepared. And so I don't know. I don't know what she did, but I know I didn't watch it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing that you missed. And to be fair, I can completely empathize. I hate watching throwing up scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I hate watching throwing up, period. It's, it's
can't.
a little, it can be, I think it's a natural human like reflex to get a little bit triggered by seeing other people throw up.
So that's what happens to Whitney. What you missed was that Whitney gets triggered, and here's what happens, and we'll get to it at the end of the episode. But what happens is they shut the door. So
I saw that.
So in theory, we wouldn't have seen Heather getting sick if Whitney wasn't.
I need to get out of here.
It was
Get me the hell out of here.
honestly, if you guys have ever seen the movie Stand By Me, which is one of my
Yep.
favorites,
Yep.
it's that dream sequence. It's that story, that narrative sequence where he throws up and then so Whitney literally is like, please get me out. And she can't open up the door. So the chauffeur has to come around the front, open up the doors. And that's when we get a window in to see what's going on with her. But she starts gagging and she's like, I can't, I gotta
Get me
get
out,
out.
get me
She's
out of
like,
here.
I gotta go. I'm gonna get sick.
Well, and if she really is peeing, imagine the smell.
That poor driver.
So
That's all I'm going to say. The poor Sprinter van driver.
She knew. She just. Ugh.
She's like, get me the hell out of here. She's banging on the door from the inside.
did they lock her in? Why could she not open the door?
No, Whitney, I don't know. Well, because a lot of those, because of the limos, they have kind of like an automatic lock, very much similarly to a van, especially because you have guests in there. So if they fall over and you don't want the door to accidentally open, so it kind of does more of an automatic lock, and it's not that you can't open it at all. But if the car is running, sometimes you'll have a hard time being able to open it, and the person who's driving the Sprinter has control over the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we arrive at the Trixie Motel.
In another Sprinter.
In another Sprinter. Lisa's upset about her ring, but she doesn't do you feel like she's upset? Like she's upset, but she feels a little disconnected.
I feel like she's upset. Obviously, she's harping on it, but she's not like, showing it and wearing it on her face. She's not like super emotional or like her mood doesn't seem to have changed that drastically from just typical Lisa Barlow. But she keeps going there.
60 G's. That's a very expensive ring.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's normal for her to keep talking about it. I agree with Eeps that, like, I'm grateful that she's not doing like a Vicky where she's like, I'm going to be in my room for the next 6 to 7 days.
Like on an Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
God.
Like, I don't feel like I can go shopping because I'm mourning my ring. Now, I guess if we know anything, maybe they've already repurchased the ring. I don't know.
Well, the reality is it's insured.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
so she has to replace it, which probably is why she's feeling a little more
At
But
ease.
it's sentimental. It's a very sentimental ring.
I feel like that's what she kind of backtracked after we had to hear that it was 60K multiple times. She's like, but it's sentimental. John gave it to me. John gave it. It's sentimental.
He gave it to me on the way to Taco Bell.
And he gave it to me at the Taco Bell.
Which is why it is extra sentimental.
Exactly. That's why it's extra sentimental. So,
So true.
they get there, they're very excited. And then Trixie, like the bad bitch she is like, the other women are already here.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
What? Other
Women or
Plural?
women? Woman or women? Who?
And then they come out. Okay.
Hey.
Whitney looks like Malibu Barbie.
Oh my God, yes.
She's giving me, what's the Never Been Kissed? When they all go to prom.
Oh,
And they all dress up as
yeah.
Barbies.
Malibu Barbie.
I'm Disco Barbie.
Yeah. That's right.
Right? Don't you feel
Kind
that?
of.
Yep,
Very.
totally.
Yeah.
And then I would say Alex K, Angie K.
Yeah.
With her shades. Her
Take
Kim,
them
her
off.
Kim K.
Massive.
Take them
Yeah.
off.
Oh
Her
my
Kim K
God.
2012 shades.
They're
Yes,
horrifying.
exactly.
Well, of course they are, but I kind of like it.
They're just kind of the right amount of tacky to
just
me.
like.
Yeah. Yes, but it's very thematic.
Yes.
Like, look where they are. I wouldn't. I say I wouldn't expect, but she would wear those glasses.
But
in
I'm the,
style.
but I'm
She
the
would.
only one
she
of
would.
this group that's like, this setting's a little bit too much for me. Like, I could spend one night. I don't know that I want to do 2 nights.
What?
Be sensory overload.
It's just too much for me.
We're gonna go there then.
What do
I'm
you
gonna
mean?
make you.
Oh, and I will. And I'll
For
be
more than 2 nights.
I mean, I guess I can do maybe 2 nights. And 2 nights,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
But I don't know how. Like, I would need to get out and do some stuff too. You know what I mean? I'm just not a pool person, so I'm thinking, what am I going to do in this
Oh,
house?
I know. By the way, I keep forgetting
Guys,
about that. You're
I'm
not
like a vampire because I have red hair. So it's like I don't do sun activities. Like, and I don't mind being outside, but I have to have some shade. So
Yeah.
looking at them, like where the pool is, I don't even know where I would be sitting, unless it was
In the
overcast.
shade.
Well, there's not much. There's very little, and then I have to be so far from y'all because y'all would be in the pool. You'd have to do like walkie talkies or something.
okay. I have a pair.
All right, cool.
Let's do it.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to coerce you.
Okay.
We settle into the rooms. I had a problem with this a little bit. Like for the story, I love,
Mm-hmm.
but I really wish that Angie K and Whitney had not picked out their rooms
know.
before the women got there. That's probably me.
It's
Yeah.
tacky.
I know. That's my only thing.
I agree.
Because they picked the best rooms every time. Okay, so along with the show, they were going to each room. Like, oh, I love that room. I would stay there. Mine. I'm like, oh, okay. I felt like the women. I was like, oh, you already. Oh, okay, not my room. In the next room. Ooh, I was like, this is the second best room. Oh, I'd stay in that room. Mine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like. I mean, here's the thing. I get it, but I just think that Angie K should have just stayed with Whitney until. I'm okay with Whitney maybe choosing a room first. But I just felt I think they should have waited for Meredith, who's the host of.
No, it was incredibly tacky. And that was one thing that I wrote in my notes. I was like, I get it for TV, it's kind of great, but in real life, absolutely, like tacky would not do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even think Whitney would do that in real. I put in real life. I just mean like if I get it for the TV aspect, it can create some conflict, but like absolutely not. And I just love when we first see Angie come out. It instead of Meredith, it just goes to Heather. Heather's like, what? Like she's like so afraid.
Meredith is is like
there?
white knuckling, keeping
She is
it
white
together.
knuckling. She's gritting her teeth.
Yeah.
I want to know if she wears a night guard.
She probably
Like,
does.
let's just be honest.
She has to.
100%.
Lisa's like, hey, wow.
And
I
Angie's
didn't
like,
know
I'm
you were gonna
here.
be here. Lisa's the only one that's giving some type of daylight for Angie K.
My favorite was, who's Angie?
And Mary.
Exactly. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
Mary's
brought
giving
it.
comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy the whole
brought it.
time.
The
Yeah.
whole time.
The whole
She's
time.
such a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean-
oh my God.
Don't talk to me like that.
Oh my God.
I don't like when you talk to me like that.
I don't like that.
I thought the rooms thing, I thought it was so rude.
It was- yeah.
I thought it was so rude. At the very least, like, okay, maybe Whitney chooses a room, although still I think that they
No,
both should have
not
waited.
appropriate.
But Angie, who's not invited on the trip, should not have chosen a room.
As a producer, I mean, go ahead.
Oh yeah, of course. For conflict and for story, it's fun and it's great, but it just feels like a little much. But Whitney's kind of in an I don't give a fuck phase. So
Women
I mean,
empowerment.
exactly.
She's fresh off the heels of a women empowerment story.
I will not be silenced. I choose that room. Okay.
Yeah.
Angie K was doing too much for me this episode, and I found her annoying as fuck.
Oh, did you?
There was not a single scene.
I'm scared. Just go into the rest of the episode.
That's okay. That's okay.
I like Angie K. And I
That's
know I'm going to fucking follow the sword for that. A lot of people don't like her, but I'm kind of into it.
Oh, guys, I'm with the people. I'm with the people finally. Guys, I'm your spokesperson. Angie K was so annoying in this episode.
Thought so?
Oh, I thought she was insufferable.
I think I'm reading it differently.
Not stand her. I thought she was so rude. And I also thought that she was doing everything, not necessarily everything for camera, but I thought she was acting everything up. No way in real life are you going to go on a trip that you're not invited to and choose rooms and do stuff. She just seemed like a bitch.
Okay, well, that I think was a little bit hyperbolic. Of course. I don't think that either one of them would do that in real life.
Well, but also, I mean, and we'll get to it, but when we first see her, she doesn't say anything to Meredith. Of course, Meredith isn't saying, oh, hi, Angie, because Meredith is like, what the fuck? But yet, Meredith is rude. Meredith is the rude host because Meredith didn't come up and say anything to me. Why the fuck should she? You should go up and say something to her.
Okay.
I agree.
I agree. However, what I do find interesting is that they supposedly didn't have any problems. That is what Angie K says. She doesn't. Her problem is that not so much, okay, she didn't say hi, is that she is ascertaining that she's not saying hi because there's an issue, and Angie K doesn't understand what that is. Now, if it's her simply coming on the trip that she's not invited to, that's fine. But it doesn't, there's nothing else at that time. There's nothing else that Angie can surmise that is wrong. So in that instance, if somebody had invited a friend on a trip that I was planning, I would still say hi to them, especially if there's nothing that you can ascertain is going on. So that, for me, I understood it. But globally, I don't think it's, I mean, is it that shocking? It's Meredith. You know what I mean?
No, not really.
It's just, but I do understand well, what's going on. Like, I don't understand, you know?
Well, she obviously knew that there was some ill will when she just wasn't invited on the trip. And Whitney invited her as a +1.
But I think that she thinks that she probably wasn't invited on the trip because of what her conflict is with Heather Gay.
Fair. Okay.
I don't know.
That's why Whitney's like, I don't understand why Meredith just wouldn't invite her.
By the way, I agree, especially if the theme is like fresh powder, fresh start. Betsy just had like an aha moment.
Oh, because I looked over and it was that fucking scene. I'm sorry. I looked over and it was like, I cannot. The world wants me to see this fucking scene of her pissing herself. And
Guys,
throwing up.
old listeners, new
sorry.
listeners, we always have it playing on mute in the background.
I was trying to look at EP.
My
when she was
back
talking.
is to it, and I didn't realize that it was on.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't even know what you were saying, EP. I'm sorry.
so sorry.
I don't even know what you were saying.
We were talking about Angie K and
yeah. I mean, Angie doesn't think, but I also think that, I don't know if it was last episode or the first one where it's Angie and her husband at home, and she's talking about how she wants to be in a good place with Heather, and she thinks that they're okay, and that, you know, that she wants to build, I don't know if she says build the trust back. I'm very much paraphrasing here, but it didn't feel like she was hyper aware, or at least she wasn't saying how hyper aware she is of the issues with Heather. Obviously, we know there was shit last season and at the reunion, so like we're not, you know, blind to that. But I'm surprised that, you know, I think that there was actually an opportunity for, before they went on the trip, Angie to say something to Meredith, but that would have, you know, nixed the surprise. And that in and of itself was wonderful.
fresh powder, fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, because they flash to it in this episode when Meredith is like, well, I just don't really like Angie. And then it goes to the reunion with Angie being like, well, Meredith, you're not a people person. You're terrible with people. You used to work in a cubicle. You don't ever talk to anybody. And Meredith is like, I am a people person. People love me or something.
I have great people skills.
Great people skills, which both are really comedic. But so I also think there's that. Here's the thing with Heather and with Meredith, I don't think there's anything that's like super deep with Angie K. I don't know if anyone's done anything that's like, we can't ever be forgiven. I also think there's an aspect that Meredith probably doesn't really care about Angie K. So there's not going to take a whole lot for her to say an off-color remark or something for Meredith to hold on to it for dear life.
She doesn't
care about, I don't think she really cares about Angie K.
She cried at the table twice.
I don't think that had anything to do with Angie K, though. I think something else is happening.
Oh, there's this other mysterious plight that Meredith is experiencing.
Did she too lose an $80,000 ring?
Yeah.
Well, see, my thing about this is that I'm wondering, because if we know Meredith, like I think we do, Meredith Marks, I think she kind of always aligns herself with one person each season. Okay.
I can.
Last season it was Jen Shaw.
Same.
First season it was Lisa Barlow. Second season was kind of Lisa, but not really, because I think that's kind of where they started to fight. And I think this season it's going to be Heather Gay.
Yeah. So because Heather has issues with Angie, she's like aligning on the side. I mean, but that would definitely track for Meredith.
I do think that, because
She always picks wrong.
of course she does.
Other than Barlow, but
she always backs the wrong horse.
Every time.
Yeah. And when she picked Mary, that's what it was. It was Mary season 2.
It was Mary.
Oh,
It was Mary season 2.
Yes.
That's who it was. So
Because
Lisa
Mary
season 1.
also hated Jen. That's why she
Right.
hated Jen that season. And then season 3, they were like good friends. And we're like, wait, how are you good friends with Jen?
Exactly.
It didn't make any sense.
Right.
So
That's
Lisa
because she
season
hated
1,
Lisa.
Mary season 2,
Yeah.
Jen season 3, season 4 is Heather.
Well,
She's
I
predictable.
do. I'm sensing it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that.
Okay.
We'll get into more of that in a little bit.
yeah. I don't know if I'm taking that bet right now, but I see where you're going, and I can appreciate
Don't
it.
be like Meredith. Don't back the wrong horse. Sleep with one eye open like Carl.
I will. I will.
All right, so we have lunch by the pool.
Oh, God.
That lunch looked good.
Did it?
By the way, it did.
That sandwich.
My
yum.
only thing is that it was sitting in the heat.
Well, we don't know for how long. Maybe just for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. It's
possible.
Hot. Looked hot. It looks like Mendocino Farms, but I don't think they have a Mendocino in
I don't know
Palm
if they
Springs.
do. Oh, God.
God, I miss Mendocino.
So good.
I don't know. I don't
You
know
would
what that is.
love, you're a big sandwich person,
Yeah.
you would love
They have
Mendocino.
great
Some of the
sandwiches.
Best sandwiches.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah.
Mary grabs her sandwich. She tries to
Oh, my God. This
goes
is
to-
wonderful.
meet the women at the pool, Doesn't understand why Whitney would fly there early.
But you-
Childish.
the best part, though. Come over here. Mary, get over here. But please stop talking to me like that. I don't like it.
Talk to me.
No, I won't. Don't talk to me like that.
I don't like that. And then she, talk about the comedy. She sits on the second to the close lawn chair, but when they do the wide shot, you see how far they are.
She's so far away.
Like they had to have been shouting a little bit.
It's like COVID.
COVID. This is how it was filming COVID scenes. Everyone
Yeah.
had to be very far away from each other.
Like I thought that was so funny when they showed how much distance there was.
Oh, yeah, the
between
connector
Mary
of seeing-
and Angie and Whitney.
It's just.
I wasn't talking to you.
God.
Guys, she's doing the
So,
scene. She's not talking to us. We don't think.
But this is where I'm like, okay, I understand that Mary doesn't know Angie, but Angie chimes in to kind of give a little bit more credence to why getting there early is not that big of a deal. She wanted to be inclusive, which I don't think there's a problem with Whitney being inclusive and still wanting to have Angie K there on the trip. But Mary Cosby doesn't give a flying fuck
No.
about Angie K. I mean, I've never seen anybody just so.
I mean, she's mean. She's rude. She's so rude.
Yeah. There's something about Mary Cosby. I don't know what it is, but there's something. She's almost asocial. Like there's a despondency with how things are said, what she means, and like just the messaging. I don't necessarily always think that she intends to be rude, but she is. Or
She's just very
she just is.
blunt. Like she just, I think, says exactly what's on her, like her inner monologue,
That's what I'm saying.
and has absolutely no filter.
yeah, she's very asocial.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I think she's okay with sounding like a bitch.
Yeah. And her go-to with Whitney, which I find so kind of interesting, is it's very childish. It's very. She says
Little
it
girl.
multiple times. Little girl. It's very fucking weird.
Yeah, why does she call her little girl?
I think it's demeaning. I think it's like it's her way of talking, putting her
down
down
to her. Yeah.
I know, but it just sounds weird.
does-
Little girl.
it's a little weird.
Girl.
Like Hansel and Gretel.
Sit
Yeah.
in the corner, little girl.
Little girl.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny because she's like, I don't understand. Why'd y'all get here early? And then Whitney, in true Whitney fashion. She's like, well, I wanted to be inclusive, but also I know Trixie. Trixie's my friend. So I wanted to get her early to see Trixie and hang out. And guys, we don't know how much earlier she got there, but she got there the same day. Didn't she? So maybe like an hour, maybe 2 hours.
I'd say a couple hours.
Yeah, I would say a couple
There was no
hours.
hanging out with Trixie other than like Trixie being like, okay, here's the space.
Oh, Whitney's full of
and
shit.
Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to I'm friends with Trixie, so I just
We
wanted
were
to get
friends
her-
first.
Yeah, I wanted to get here because we're friends and I was like, okay, Whitney, bullshit.
Well, I mean, Trixie didn't really seem to feel like she was that close to anybody. I was like,
No, she
who's
really didn't.
friends with Trixie.
Lisa.
Also, now that I think about it, they should have spelled Trix in the title as Trix
Yeah,
because of
'cause
Trixie
it's-
Motel.
Yeah,
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
that would have.
But is that too much like the cereal?
no,
Tricks are for kids.
I love that
Little girl.
Little girl.
Go eat your tricks for kids.
Tricks are for kids.
Yeah,
Meredith comes out. Actually, most of the women, they all come out. They
Yeah.
want to be fed. They want to be satiated like we are in this episode.
And the fucking gift bags.
The gift bags.
Gosh.
Okay. On what? Okay, first of all, I don't think that Angie K not getting a gift is why she's annoyed.
No.
well, it can't be.
Well,
How could she expect a gift if she was an added?
Of course, but I think a lot of people, what I'm seeing on the Reddits, on the online, the webs, people are kind of concluding that is she upset because of the gift bags? Because why would she ever think?
No,
And I don't think it's the
No,
gift bags.
I don't
I don't
either.
think. I hope not.
I think it's more the reception and how
My guests.
my guests and when before lunch when Lisa, Whitney, and Angie are sitting out by the pool and Meredith walks out and walks right past them and says nothing. I think that's an added layer of
yes.
oh, okay, Meredith is just like she's
she's
not
not
saying
engaging.
it, but she's not engaging.
That was MVP for me for Meredith. I actually really liked that moment, big time.
I didn't. Yeah, I
Awkward.
wouldn't expect her to say hi, but I like I said earlier, if I don't know what's going on, I am going to be a little surprised.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
whatever.
fuck, it's that small. It's a motel. So
Very
it's
small.
tiny. If I'm staying in a motel and I'm walking from one room to the other and it's a couple of strangers that are sitting that close, I'll be like, I'd probably be like, hey, how's it going? And keep walking.
Right.
Let alone two friends and then one not friend.
I mean, it was done on purpose.
It was, of course it was.
We got it.
course.
Yeah.
Of
We
course
got
it
it.
was.
We got it.
Yeah, but
Then
I don't believe that Angie is upset about the gift bag.
No, but I think again, surmising that because she's like, oh, this is probably just somebody else's products that she's shilling. Just something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice that she got everyone a little gift.
Yeah,
it's cute.
the fact that it was Meredith Marks branded little bags, I thought was it's a promotional opportunity.
But are the women going to be upset about it? Like they are with Jenna Lyons?
Oh,
Stop
that- I
giving
did
us your
think of that.
products. No, they don't give a shit.
No, they don't care.
They're all shilling something.
That T-shirt.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was okay.
Well,
oh, was it?
I mean, well, the gift wrapping was more exciting to me than the
Yeah.
actual t-shirt.
yes,
I was like,
exactly.
oh, wow, we put a lot of effort into the gift wrapping, picking out the pink tissue paper, the little black bags. And then
This
you
is
open
true.
it and it was, just,
Brooks to the shirt.
it was like a little limp dick. I was like, oh.
And was that all that was in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
From what I can tell.
That's all that was out.
That was all that was presented.
Yeah.
Are they expected to wear that? Is it a bachelorette party where everybody has to wear the bridesmaid's shirt?
God, I hate those.
Oh, God.
I hate those.
I hope they do.
I do.
How much do you hate? Did you have to do that once?
I did, and it was like
Oh.
ugly shirt, bad design choice, bad t-shirt, certain t-shirt
Fabrics.
Thank you. I was having a brain fart moment. Fabrics are better than others for t-shirts. This was just not. So
Yeah.
I'm a little scarred. It's a little triggering.
I'm sorry.
I'll acknowledge that.
I've never had to wear anything as a bridesmaid like that.
Well, that's good.
No sashes, none of that shit.
Yeah.
I have a couple times, but I didn't have the same aversion.
Oh,
As I do.
so you did not. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't
You didn't
care.
feel violated.
No.
This is a violation.
Here,
And
wear this coat.
I really hope they wear the shirts.
Well, that's what I too. I hope they're wearing the shirts too. I just want to know what activity they're going to go to wear the shirt.
Lisa will have a conniption if she has to wear that shirt.
I think
the fact that she had to wear that fucking out. I know we'll get there, but her reaction to the outfit that Meredith picked, rightfully so. But what was it? I had my designer in Milan
Send me fashions for the
my
strip.
stylist pick me out things, and this is what I'm wearing. If she has to forego another chosen outfit for a fucking t-shirt, she's gonna lose it.
They should have just been pink shirts, just not white. I think that's what I'm a little averse to. Is
By the
that they're
way,
white.
yes.
Well, good try, Meredith. Good try.
Good try.
Get Brooks next time to design something for us.
Well, then she kind of, commands the attention of the group and sets up the activity for the afternoon, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to go shopping in pairs where with the fresh powder, fresh start theme.
Oh, God.
It'll
Get outta
be
here.
Meredith and Lisa who are rekindling their friendship, and they have to each pick out outfits for each other to wear to dinner. Yeah. And then Bad Weather has to do it as well. Mm-hmm. And she thought because Monica's new and, Mary has just kind of rejoined the group, maybe they can kind of get to know each other. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, that leaves Angie. And what does she say? She's like, Angie, something along the lines of, wasn't planning for you to be here, so you can do it with yourself or with Whitney.
That was so funny.
And
you can go by yourself or Whitney.
Off to the races.
I died during that part.
Then Angie calls her out.
She does.
Thanks for acknowledging I wasn't invited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we really need acknowledgement, but
I think we got an acknowledgement.
She wasn't invited, so it's like, weren't. But
she was not.
No.
And Monica does not react kindly to this. Mm-hmm. What did she say? She's like, ew, right out of the gate, you are sassy to the hostess.
Angie's pissed.
Whitney's like, I'm the host.
I'm the host now. Really? I mean, question for both of you guys. Did you think that Monica was out of line saying that to her? No. Like, was she being, I didn't take it as her being ugly.
No, I thought she was trying to make an uncomfortable situation a little bit more comfortable. And because she's friends with Angie, I think she was just kind of using Angie as the tool, which Angie did say it. So I think she was trying to kind of even it out, like, oh, okay. Because she's feeling a little,
she's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's new and she's friends with the women and she's also friends with Angie K. But I think in that moment, I think she's trying to deflate.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Well, I think she's also trying to show the women that by saying that, like, you don't necessarily align me with everyone. I'm still trying to get my footing. Sure. So just so everyone knows, sassy.
Right. And that she's like fair. Like she's like, just
Correct.
because, Angie brought me into the group, and I'm using bunny ear quotes, doesn't mean that, I'm going to ride or die for her, even if I think she's being an asshole or being a little sassy.
Yeah, I don't think she's, quote, way out of line.
No, I don't either.
I mean,
at all.
No.
Angie is barely on line.
But Angie does.
Oh, I know. I brought her into this group, and I can take her out.
Yeah, that was too much.
I brought you into this world.
Angie, you're barely in it, so I don't need you making any statements. I'll speak for myself. Okay, I don't need you making any statements like that. I also just feel the entire energy of Angie K. Yes, she's showing up uninvited. And instead of showing up uninvited and trying to like, first of all, why do you want to be here? This is my question. Why do you want to be on this trip? Do you want to be on this trip to like try to figure out a friendship with Meredith and these other women? If so, you're doing it wrong. You're not doing a good job.
I didn't think about it like that, but I think
to me, she's on this trip in spite. Like she's here. You didn't invite me. I don't care. I deserve to be here. She says that at some point in the episode.
She does.
I deserve to be here. Like, to me, the energy is wrong.
Right.
And so that moment, instead of being like, well, obviously I know I wasn't invited. Why don't you, before we get to dinner, before we do any activity, why don't you just pull Meredith aside and say, hey, like, I know that I technically wasn't invited, but I hope me being here, we can kind of figure out a path forward. Like, it just seems very much like, I know I wasn't invited. I'm going to show up and I'm going to make you regret never inviting me. It's just, her energy's off for me. And that's why she annoyed the shit out. She annoyed the shit out of me.
That's what
the entire
is.
episode.
It is an entitlement. And by the way, I agree.
Same.
Angie should
I
have
didn't
pulled
see it that
Meredith
way.
aside at some point during the day and had a conversation with her.
Yeah. Changing hearts and minds over
To me,
here, guys.
I don't think it's on Meredith. I think it is on Angie.
I do. I didn't think about it like that, but I agree.
And then the problem is we
Same.
get to dinner and everyone's drinking and it just gets spun out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think there's an element, because it's right after this moment where Whitney and Lisa and Angie go into the little bar area at the motel before Monica overhears and joins them, where Angie, she says, I deserve to be here. I think it is an entitlement, but I think it's a cast trip thing. I think in her mind, it's like, this is a cast trip. I deserve to be here. The same way that Ramona in Mexico.
I'm going.
Yeah.
It's a girls' trip.
It's a girls' trip. I cannot not be invited. I'm going.
Exactly.
No, I don't care. I'm going. I'm going to be there. I'm going. I'm like, okay.
We get it,
God,
Ramona.
that was great.
It was.
Christ.
But the difference to me is that while Ramona is being over the top and ridiculous there, she also has been on the show at that point for like 9 seasons.
Yeah.
I know.
Whereas this is Angie's first season as an A, which maybe is why maybe there's an insecurity thing that's triggering the entitlement. But that when she said that, the first thing that kind of bell that rung in my head was she's talking about the fact that it's a cast trip.
Yeah.
She deserves to be here because she's a cast member.
She can't say that because she doesn't really want to break the fourth wall.
Because otherwise, why would you deserve to be there? Meredith and you are not close.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just don't, I know that, yes, there's probably just a vague sense of entitlement with Angie K as a whole, but I just don't think, given what we saw last season, I just don't think she's that type of a person to just puff her chest in front of everyone. So I do think it is a cast trip thing.
Yeah.
Which is why she says that.
Yeah. So, I get it. But I do think that even though it is a cast trip, and yes, she is there, and I'm sure the producers wanted her there because it's good to have everyone together when you can figure out a way to make it make sense, especially because it's new. She's a new full-time cast member, etc. I do think that there's an element of you should still carry yourself as though there's an authenticity of who's owning the trip. Like, on New York, you had Cy who was organizing the things. And on this, it is Meredith's trip as far as the universe of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City goes on camera. So, yeah, Angie should have said something to Meredith.
Even Ramona knew to pipe down Chachi.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm happy to be nominated. Didn't she get that energy on that Mexico trip?
Oh,
yes.
She did. Because even then, she still knows.
Yeah.
She still knows.
Well,
She sucked up just enough and piped it down just enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't supposed to, she was going to be able to go, but not to the tequila tasting because that was Bethany's business. But then she sucked up just enough to squeak her invite in.
And then they blindfolded her and abducted her. Remember? Yeah. Put her on the helicopter. She's blindfolded and they're walking her to the helicopter. She's like,
that was such a good episode.
that really was.
It really was.
And by the end, they cry. Maybe we'll see Meredith and Angie K crying by the end of the pool.
Well, we saw Meredith
we
cry.
saw Meredith cry.
Was it though? I never saw a tear.
Well,
I just feel like
I think there was
just
something
at the
trying to come
end
out.
when she's like her head's on Monica's shoulder in the Sprinter van. She looks like she's crying, but I never saw actual tears.
She gives me Cameron Diaz in The Holiday. Like, I just want to cry. She's like, I still can't cry.
trying to will the tear ducts to work.
God, I love it.
Oh man,
I love it.
She does.
But Monica kind of barges in after hearing them talking shit. I
Yeah, it was a
fucking
good
loved.
moment.
I love Monica. I love this moment because it's just like
I can hear you.
I can hear you from the next room. It sounds like you're upset. Let's
talk
squash
about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
And she makes sure that we know that she'll, even if it's her friend, she'll never not tell them when they're out of line and they're wrong.
Yeah.
That I appreciate.
Like a real friend.
Because that's how it is.
Yeah, if you're my friend, I'm going to tell you when you're being rude.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, and she didn't even say anything that bad.
No.
She was
she
just
really
like,
didn't.
whoa.
I would have pulled my friend aside and said, yo.
She probably just felt
Calm it
Angie,
the fuck
Angie K was
down.
probably feeling embarrassed, like, oh, you shamed me in front of the group, and I'm already not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Sure, but
You see, this is the thing that I think that every housewife gets it wrong when they go into a new season or they're brand new.
yeah.
They think they're going to go in with alliances. Well, that might be true before you start filming, but as we've talked about before, the reptilian brain
Yeah.
takes over.
Yeah, look
Yep.
at Jen in the OC.
Exactly. By the way, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who it is. It's like, you can't go,
Yeah.
It's dog eat dog. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
It is like Lord of the fucking Flies.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Angie K and her Oops, I Did It Again interview look.
Oh God, it's so bad. And don't get me wrong, I love that video. I love
We
Brittany.
know you
we have
do.
talked about
Yeah.
it, but this is a travesty.
Yeah. No, it's
Isn't it? It's very Oops, I Did It Again.
It is. Well, who? By the way, wow. There's a parallel we're going to draw here.
What?
Ramona when she wore her Oops outfit.
Oh my God. I forgot.
forgot.
Yes,
did.
it just popped into my head.
we'll have to do a side by side, guys.
We will.
We get to downtown Palm Springs.
Yes.
Not before another appearance by the Sprinter van of SLC.
I know. I love that they lean into it. Well, you know what's so funny, real quick, before we get into shopping? Danny Pellegrino, he tweeted, and I thought this was hysterical. So he tweeted when housewives do their best work. Okay. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Sprinter vans.
Yep.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, dinner parties.
Okay.
Real Housewives of New York, Bluestone Manor.
Of course.
Obviously.
Real Housewives of Atlanta, whenever the cast is wearing pajamas.
Oh, shit.
It's so
That's
good.
perfect.
Bolo,
yes.
though.
Fucking Bolo and that insane
the
with
big fight,
Kenya
yeah.
and Apollo and
Uh-huh.
the dude that Kenya's friends with. Yes.
Wow.
I'll cut that bitch. Candy, remember?
She literally hulks out.
Wow.
Todd, who's like obviously has so much experience working in television, is like, rein it in.
Yeah.
No.
Todd clicked right into line producer Todd right
Oh,
there.
he
He,
did,
was
he
like,
did.
nope.
Real Housewives of Orange County, Mexico.
Tres amigas.
Yes. Real Housewives of New Jersey, posh fashion show.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
This is a great list.
What is it? Posh stands for pussy. Remember what was it?
It's piece of shit, coke whore, home wrecker every day.
Wow. Perfect.
She came up with that on the fly.
By the way, I'm impressed that she did come up with that period. That was,
Well, she had just been let out of prison.
oh, she had a lot of time.
So
She had a lot of
she was
pent up
trained.
energy
Honestly.
ready to explode.
Like training day.
Yeah,
That's what prison
seriously.
was. You know she had a prison bitch.
Oh, she had several.
100%. Real Housewives of Potomac. Everywhere / Giselle's home when it wasn't done. I just thought that was
Kudos,
so
Danny Pellegrino.
funny.
Yeah,
It's
they are
so
funny.
good. And totally drugs.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely.
So it's Palm Springs. We're shopping. Initially, when Meredith brought up this activity, I totally missed that they were going to go shopping. Now I know we're shopping now, but
You
initially,
did too. I missed it.
I initially thought that she just meant that they were going to pick each other's outfits out, and I was like, "That's so on brand for Meredith. Something really fucking boring."
Something like
And I was
from that they bought, that
yeah.
they brought with them.
So I did appreciate that this was an activity.
Yeah, I like that it was offsite. That threw me as well because she did not explain that properly.
But the funny part here and the irony is that she's like, "No costumes. It's not costumes. Everything that they're wearing."
Everything
Oh
is
my
a costume.
God, it's all
mean,
costumes.
Yeah. So we see Meredith, Lisa, Whitney, and Heather, and Angie at one store. I don't know. Maybe Angie should have gone to the other store. Do we think? No?
No.
Mary and Meredith, yeah. I mean, Mary
Perfect.
and
Perfect.
No.
Monica.
Perfect for this. Shout out to the editors again because they did everything in this episode, and I love. we get team one is Lisa and Meredith, and then the next team Heather and Whitney. Next team Mary and Monica.
Monica.
And then we get Angie and herself.
Angie and Angie.
in the lower thirds.
Oh my God. I totally
Angie
literally
slash
said
herself.
Angie slash herself.
It
and
does.
I
I
died.
caught that.
Oh.
I
My nipples
said,
just got real hard.
Kudos, baby.
By the way, good on you, Post
yes,
team.
they did everything. They did
Good
everything.
on you, EP. You also used to oversee Post. Good on
Yes.
you. It shows.
It really
Shows.
does.
It
So
really
good.
does.
The comedy.
Okay. Now, it's not supposed to be a costume, so why the fuck did Meredith choose that outfit?
Here's the thing.
Lisa.
What I loved about this activity was shaking
her body. You can't see, guys. I'm shaking my little hips right now.
She is.
Hips don't lie.
No.
Got a lap desk on her desk and she's shaking the hips. What I loved about this was that you could so clearly tell who of the group was actually interested in fresh powder, fresh starts, and who was just being like subversively petty and bitchy.
All of them.
Well, kind of. Except the outfit that Lisa picks for Meredith, the Saint
Yeah, that's
Tropez
not
look,
bad.
like that's not bad. That yellow, it's not great
is
comparatively.
But look at your
That is not a good
options,
color.
y'all.
Comparatively.
Look at the options that we were picking from. I think Lisa did the best.
I think she
Yes,
did the best that she
With
could.
not making it look like a joke.
She's making an effort.
Yeah. Okay.
Meredith is making an effort to make it clear, as everyone says,
Yeah.
that she hates Lisa.
Oh my God. Mary goes, whoever picked out Lisa's outfit hates her.
And she should know that going forward.
So good. So good.
But even Lisa says it in the scene. She's like, well, obviously Meredith hates me.
Yeah.
I think there's an interview bite of
Yeah.
Lisa saying that when they're
Yeah.
at the store too.
Yeah.
Oh, that outfit is so bad.
That hoe tries to tell her that top is Mugler.
Get out of
No,
here.
it certainly is not. No, it certainly
She
is not.
said that. I was like, that is a stretch.
But it is a stretch. The only thing that she can liken it to Mugler is the fact that it's sheer and it's mesh. Which, if you guys are out there into fashion, you guys know that Mugler is very, very known for the cutouts. We see Tamara wearing
in it.
So the dress that the blue interview look that Tamara wears, the escapades I call it, that's Mugler. This is not Mugler.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure everyone understands that.
Which Tamara had
I
to
can't do
point
that.
out because as she was talking about all of Jen's fake shit,
I know.
she's like, "It's Mugler, it's real."
Well, it was funny because I'm such a loser snob. I was like, "That's Mugler," and she's like, "It's Mugler," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Validation.
You felt seen.
I did. I felt very seen. I usually can tell what brands the women are wearing just by the style of their clothes.
Well, the designers they have their amateur hour. I'm talking about myself.
We bring her on the mic, and this is what happens.
You guys regretting having me today?
No.
No, not as much as I'm regretting Lisa having to wear that fucking outfit.
Whew, no one regrets Lisa having to wear
know-
that outfit as much as Lisa.
And Lisa, obviously, she had a little mini panic attack on the way when she found out where they were going to eat. And but I will say,
that was me.
She was a good sport about it. Like, she really didn't throw a fit.
She was as
She
good
was
of a
Lisa.
sport as she
was
could
Lisa,
be.
yeah.
Yes.
But like,
Yeah.
she still wore it. Of course, she tied, that her jacket
can you
around
blame her?
waist.
It's Cary
No, I
Grant's
can't.
old estate. It's a 5-star restaurant.
God. Well, everything's somebody's old estate in Palm Springs.
Exactly.
I mean, the Bing Crosby estate, the Cary Grant estate.
Yeah,
I stayed at a Palm Springs house that was owned by a celebrity at one point back in the olden days.
Yeah,
I told you that story about Palm Springs and how the iteration of Palm Springs.
It was
Old Hollywood. They had behavioral clauses back in the day stating that they could not be gay. So Palm Springs was kind of born out of, Palm Springs existed, but my point is that it really flourished because it was just far enough away for the old Hollywood to be able to be
themselves,
free.
but not too far away from LA.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's why it's like
Cary
the gay
Grant.
capital. It's the gay capital of Southern California.
Dinah Shore is the
Oh,
lesbian 3-week extravaganza.
And that's in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
That's right. I love that Heather thinks that leave it to fucking Heather. And they are a fucking duo this season, Heather and Meredith. She thinks that Meredith's trying to live out her fantasies, her fashion fantasies through Lisa, because she can't always want to wear a jacket and bell-bottom pants to every activity.
Wait, who?
That's what Heather says about Meredith. And they flash to how Meredith's always wearing like some kind of belled out
Lauren's
pant
mad. Yeah.
and a jacket.
How long did it take for Heather to come up with that rationale?
I don't know.
She's
in
like, I'm
the
gonna
4
find a
months
reason.
between
I gotta find a reason why Meredith loves Lisa.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
no.
months
Well, probably
between
months, yeah.
the trip and whenever she did that interview.
yeah.
Okay.
It took her a bit.
Who believes that?
No one.
I don't know, but Heather, as y'all say, in the chair is about the worst I've seen. That's when the comedy never comes together. When I find Heather endearing and like when she's doing it for me is like kind of in the moment on the fly.
Yeah.
Like that's this episode. Her best moments were that.
Ideally 4 espresso martinis deep, because once you have the 5th, it's all over.
She's done.
Capped out at 4.
She was spinning.
Done.
Yeah, but she was funny. You know what else was spinning was her hat. She was moving it to the side.
She kept moving
the
it
diagonal
around.
baseball
Oh, that's
cap.
right.
Heather's
like she
outfit,
did.
though. What did you guys think of that? The one that Whitney picked
Oh,
out.
it was terrible.
She looked like Selena Quintanilla Perez from the 90s with her cap and her like leather jacket. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, the jacket.
Como La Flor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was she wearing? Was she wearing like leggings or pants? I don't remember what the pants.
I honestly don't remember.
The bottoms were.
Here's the thing. I could not even pay attention to the bottoms because that leather jacket and
Yeah, it
that
was a
Studded
lot.
and
fucking
that
hat.
studded fucking what was the little bejeweled like the little thing you could buy on
But yeah, the bedazzler.
yeah, the bedazzler,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
bedazzled
yeah.
cap.
Yeah.
That cap belongs the way of the T-Mobile, like the sidekicks that were always bedazzled back in
That's
the
right.
mid-aughts.
No, I hated all the
Retire
outfits.
it. It is gone.
And then there's Whitney. She's like, I'm Kate Middleton on top, and I'm a scientist on the bottom.
Like, do you need me to take some blood?
Oh,
I am a lab tech.
She's like
Yeah.
a lab tech. That's what it was. Yeah, like a lab assistant or something.
What?
I actually thought that was really funny.
It was hysterical, but that outfit is mortifying.
I don't know what it was.
It's horrible.
The
fastener? The fastener.
I mean, I literally laughed out loud when I saw her outfit, Whitney's, because her face looked so dejected. Like at least Lisa was trying to like be fun in the store. Whitney looked like, oh God,
She looks
nobody.
so bad.
It is true. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me here.
My trauma.
If my cousin can't love me, nobody's gonna love me.
Really, in all of this, Heather and Whitney should be trauma bonding over the outfits that they chose for each other. You know what I mean?
Yes, they should.
They should.
They really should.
Yes,
Because
they should.
let's be clear, Whitney didn't choose an outfit for Heather that was good either.
No,
No.
she didn't.
Okay.
No.
She looked like a fucking not Heather. Whitney looked like a church lady. Like, she was
Yes.
going to Sunday church, but not the Mormon church.
No.
Okay.
No.
She was going to like
Southern Baptist.
Southern Baptist
Yeah.
church on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but it was raining too. You know, so she's like that plastic,
God. Yes.
that plastic jacket or
yeah,
whatever the fuck
little
that
rain
was.
jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Angie looks, well,
I mean,
Grecian, as
Grecian.
she says. But
yeah.
and I think it was earlier we missed it, but she does say, she goes, is that at dinner where she talks about the Greek word?
yes,
It's at
Yeah,
dinner. Okay, so we're not there
It's
yet.
a
We're not
dinner.
there yet. Okay.
But Meredith, it's an interview, of course. It's like more like a Greek tragedy.
Oh yeah.
Because it was.
It was tragic.
It was. I do want to say something real quick, just to remind our listeners and some viewers. When we see them talking shit in confessionals, because every year I will see this common comment, which is, why do they not say the things, you know, in scene that they're saying in their confessional?
Yeah.
I get it. However, start looking at the confessionals as their inner dialogue. It's what they're thinking in the moment at that scene. It's not to say that they shouldn't be saying those things, but not all the time do we need to hear all of their internal dialogue.
Sure.
Totally.
If we heard all of their internal dialogue, God knows where we'd be in asylum. Okay.
Literally.
They would all be in an asylum.
It'd be what we have to deal with, having to actually talk on the phone with them and hearing the full inner dialogue after a scene wraps or cuts or on the phone afterwards. And no one needs to hear all that.
No, let's just hear in the confessional.
Just in the confessional.
Oh, God. But yeah, I just did want to say that.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point. I also, just to tack onto that too, there is a fine line. We don't need to hear everything that they're thinking in the moment. Some of it is for this kind of inner dialogue, as you said. There are definitely cast members over the years on shows that will never say it in the moment and only rely on interview. And that's a dangerous place to be too, because you want to have a healthy balance. You want to be able to hear, like, some things should be said out loud and shouldn't only be reserved for the confessional chair. But, you know.
Bethany Frankel is a perfect example where she says her inner dialogue and she says her inner dialogue in the confessional.
Fuck yes. That is a great example.
It's kind of more of an elevated, what she's already said in scene. Oh,
Are you okay?
Good catch.
Hypervigilance, guys.
Hypervigilance.
No, it's literally you thought about Bethany and your body reaction is what happened. You had a
My body
reaction.
said, I'm going to spill your Red Bull all over your computer.
She caught it, guys. She caught it.
I did catch
Yeah,
it.
we're safe.
I did that in the last episode too.
You did on the couch.
Jeez, sis, sticky fingers. Whoa.
Hello.
But Bethany's a good example of that. But it's just a
totally.
little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little bit more shots fired in confessional, but it's the same.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a housewife who is notorious for never saying, okay, fine, Kyle Richards.
Actually, by the way,
I was having a
yes.
Ding, ding, ding. I wasn't even going to go there because
But I
Lauren
was
always
thinking
gets so mad at me.
I could not think. And then I went, fine.
Kyle. Kyle is
I'll take a
notorious
hit.
for that.
I always have to take hits for
Yeah.
Kyle.
You do.
Kyle,
Just
love
be
you.
real.
Be real. What's the deal?
Look, she's your ride or die, but sometimes it means you got to take hits.
God.
Yes, I will ride and I will die.
Where are we riding and why do we have to die?
I don't know.
We'll find out, guys. Season 1000 coming
Hop in,
soon.
Morgan Wade. We're going. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard about them in a long time.
We were seen together recently.
Oh, okay.
In
I
Europe.
forgot that you have an alert set on your phone every time Kyle's on the news.
That's
It
right.
pops up.
That's right, bitch. Google alert.
I know.
Her notifications on her phone are set to on
Yep.
on all platforms.
Google is always watching Kyle. And Lauren is always
do.
watching Kyle, too.
I love Kyle.
I know. We know. We know. By the way, Dancing with the Stars is finally about to be airing. So maybe
I'm excited.
maybe
Me
we'll see
too.
her on the sidelines.
With Morgan?
I
With Morgan.
saw. I want to see if there's like a new update today. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I saw a little blurb in one of the like television trades that Dancing with the Stars was possibly considering going on hold with all of the strike shit going on.
Oh.
But it wasn't something that was confirmed or not. So I hope that's not the case because I want to fucking see.
No, I just saw a trailer for
Well,
it.
they're
and
all
it's-
practicing.
Yeah, it's
Then
coming
it
out like
probably
next
is
week.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Then
Oh.
never mind.
That scared me a little bit.
I know. Well, it head jarred me as well when I saw it.
I
but
can't get
I'm
into it. There's
hoping
already
that's
shows that have
just
been
not-
canceled because of the strike. I can't get into it.
Can't talk about it.
Okay,
Talk about trauma
so
bonding.
at the other store,
Mary
Yeah,
and Monica.
Mary and Monica,
yeah.
I actually loved watching them shop together.
So did I.
Yeah, because they just picked out their own clothes and then they came.
Or
You
as
know what
Mary
I
said,
mean?
I'm going to pick out. Well, clearly
Mary
I'm
just
picking
picked
for
out
both of us.
her clothes and then Monica's clothes, and Monica was like, "That sounds good."
Well, Monica looked great.
She did.
I loved what
awesome.
Mary picked out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Monica felt really good in it. And I think that translated to Mary, who's typically kind of weird and like a little awkward.
Yeah.
Totally.
In this moment, though, for the first time in I don't know how long, she came across as feeling like almost needed, and she felt good. Like Monica felt good, and you saw Mary's reaction, and she felt confident. Like we never see that. She was like, oh, like
It
you
was.
know.
It was. Well, I mean, that she smiled for the
She
first time all
did,
season.
but it was real. It
That it was an
felt real.
authentic smile.
Yeah.
I just think Mary can be awkward, and I think sometimes
She
that
is.
reads as the rude or like you know doesn't want to
Just socially awkward too.
Yeah.
She's
so, I mean,
incredibly awkward.
And I think Monica's a very open person, and you can feel that energy from her. So it just was nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
really
there's
enjoyed
like
it.
she's non-judgmental,
Exactly.
and it was nice to see. I was worried when it was just the two of them going in, like, oh God, is this going to be like a little bit of a dud? But it wasn't. It was really pleasantly surprising.
it was.
And they walked out the two best dressed.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
No
Maybe I just
question.
went to a better store.
But Mary has a fedora on.
The bar's low, guys. The bar's low. Look at
Yeah, but Mary
who-
wanted to wear that, so I mean,
Oh,
you just
she
blame
did?
you blame Mary.
Oh yeah, I think
Mary is not putting anything on her body. She doesn't give a fuck about games. Mary, you see how many things that Monica held up, and Mary goes, no.
I know.
So
She's like, I'm-
she got to that hat on her own, I think.
Okay, question for you guys:
Interesting. Okay.
Who is the best dressed? Who is the worst dressed?
Well, I think Monica, right?
Yeah,
Monica,
but
I
I
think
hate the hat.
is she also wearing?
She's wearing a fastener.
Oh. I'll still go Monica
she
though.
is.
I'll still go Monica without the hat.
I'll go Lisa from the top up.
The bottom. I'll go Lisa bottom down.
Okay.
I guess in Meredith.
You think Meredith?
Fine.
You're so mad about that.
Guys, I'm
She's
moving on.
so mad about Meredith.
All right, who's the worst?
Heather, gay. I hate that. Cat mom. Her hat literally says cat mom.
Oh my God, it does.
It's so hard to read.
Oh my God.
It's very hard to read.
Yeah, it is. Bad.
Whitney's a bitch for doing that, and Heather's a bitch.
They're
for doing
both
it.
bitches.
Saying.
They did it to each other.
Yeah,
Bad weather,
cousin's my
baby.
ass.
Bad weather.
We're close. We're cousins. We're sisters.
Yeah, I think Heather's has to be the worst, but I'll give mine to Whitney.
Chad the server's the best dressed.
Yes.
Chad the server who
Oh.
Meredith
Slash security.
slash security.
Security. Security.
Security.
I love Heather. Heather's like, I've had 5 martinis, and even I know that that is not security. That is the waiter. But
The only thing you're going to get from him is a glass of water or
Or
a
a
dinner
bread.
roll.
or yeah, a dinner roll.
Exactly. But when we get to the van later, she can't differentiate between her pee pee and her throw up. A little pee pee.
A little pee, a little flow out of both ends. Yikes.
Yowza.
Yeah.
It really is like a bursting pipe.
Jeez.
So we hop in the Sprinter van.
Mhm.
We're going to dinner.
Oh,
Okay.
this is where things start to go south.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they thought they were going to just a regular old chain dinner. A Chili's.
Yeah.
A Red Lobster. Something like that.
or
Were these
somewhere where they're
outfits-
not wearing these outfits.
Where these outfits would be accepted.
I was Lisa though. I got that.
Yeah.
I'm just that type of person. If I know that I have to go somewhere really fancy and I'm not dressed for it, I'm just very uncomfortable.
I agree with that.
Now, when we get there, I realize it's not as fancy as
Well,
what I
right.
thought,
That's
but
the disconnect for me. And I don't know if it's because they ate outside or whatever. And the plate, I mean, it looked nice, but it didn't seem like,
it's California.
like, seems like everywhere is a little casual.
That-
So,
The overall kind of food and beverage scene in California is very that. Some of the most affluent people are wearing flip-flops.
Yeah,
And they're
right.
going to a really nice place. There are some places in LA specifically that I'm thinking of that do have a dress code. I try to go to Bar Marmont, which is the Chateau Marmont, and they told me at the door that they'll let me in this one time, but next time I need to wear proper shoes and clothing. And I was like, oh, okay. I was wearing cute shorts and some chucks and a t-shirt. But going to Bar Marmont was not on the schedule for us.
Yeah.
It was kind of just
Like on the fly.
Yeah, it was on the fly. And the thing is, I knew before we got there. I was like, they're gonna say something about my fucking outfit because those places don't fuck around.
No,
and they did. But
But that one time,
that
they let
one
you
time,
in.
they let me in.
It is true though, and in LA, like especially, it is so interesting that some of the absolute wealthiest people will show up to a really nice restaurant in like sweatpants and like sneakers and not give a fuck. But in New York,
I was just about to ask you.
you
It's
do
so
not go
different.
to a nice restaurant without being dressed up. Like I'll feel very uncomfortable going to a 5-star restaurant if I'm not like dressed appropriately.
Was that something like that was interesting for you to kind of get used to?
From New York to LA?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My
Because you go to a really nice place and you're like, oh, it's fucking casual.
I will say, my friend Ashley, that was the one thing that took her a second to get used to when she moved from New York to California or to LA, was that she was like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's weird because it's so different in New York. Everybody gets dressed up to go out. Here, you just don't. So
it's just the culture.
It's casual.
It is. It is very casual.
But I wouldn't show up to a 5-star restaurant in anything that these girls are wearing.
She's triggered.
I'm triggered.
Triggered.
Okay? Triggered.
Knockoff Givenchy on top and a skirt stolen from a Middle Eastern body dancer. Okay. This is like The Shining and I'm trapped.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be twins knocking at my door saying, red rum.
Red rum.
Yeah. The twins are going to be Whitney and
yeah.
Oh, God. But by the way, doesn't she also in the Sprinter van make another mention out of nowhere to, I'm still really upset about my ring, guys.
And then we see Monica roll her eyes so far back.
Yes.
That she looks like she's convulsing. Like she's like, there's a convulsion happening. She's like,
Monica, do we need EMTs?
seriously, we'll send someone. Blink twice for yes, once for no.
If you can't blink because you're rolling your eyes so hard, tap your finger.
Guys, we brought Eeps for the dad jokes.
That's the only value I add.
She's our Heather Gay here at Reality Bites. Just kidding.
I'm gonna let that fly just because of this episode. But if you said this to me a couple days ago, we'd be in a fight.
No, I'm Heather Gay today, definitely. Bad jokes. And she says that she's getting injured because the skirt it's digging into her leg.
The little coins that were hanging off the bottom of
they're making indentions in my skin. Did you miss
off the skirt?
Yes, I did miss that.
When she's sitting in the Sprinter van, she's like, it's uncomfortable.
The indentions in my skin.
Jesus.
And I was like, what is she talking about? Then I was like, oh, she's talking about that fucking skirt.
But they are like little coins.
They're like little coins.
She can give the skirt a sigh. Negative cents, negative dollars.
She can, yeah.
She's rich now.
Yeah.
They get to dinner.
They do. Oh, God.
They settle in.
We're off to the races.
Yes, because they start ordering drinks.
Right away.
Well, I do love before we get to the table, as they're walking in, the host is like, oh, y'all look nice. And Lisa goes, I know you're lying, but thanks. I just love that. 'Cause she's like, I know you're lying to us, but you know what? Thank you.
I appreciate the effort.
I'm going to wrap my shirt around my waist.
Which, by the way, looked good.
Yeah.
As good as it could.
Good as gold?
Good as gold,
baby.
Good as gold.
That was good as pewter.
Well, here we are, ordering drinks.
Yeah.
Lisa makes a request. She's cold. Needs the heater on.
Oh, yes.
Palm Springs is cold at night, guys. It is a desert, along with Los Angeles.
It gets chilly at night.
Yeah, I think the palm trees kind of confuse people.
Yeah.
But those palm trees, any palm tree that you see for the most part in California, that was brought in. It was brought into the area, into the region from another region outside of California to make California look like it has life. But
it's
California,
a desert.
It's a fucking desert. Not the entire state of California, but SoCal is a desert.
Well, also look at what Lisa's wearing versus what Heather's wearing.
Exactly.
Heather's wearing
she's wearing her MC Hammer jacket.
Exactly.
And Lisa is
basically
scantily clad.
Exactly.
She's naked. She's in a bikini.
Exactly. So, I mean, I can understand why maybe she'd be a little bit colder.
But that means Heather has to switch seats because Heather and her MC Hammer jacket, which, by the way, perfect.
It is MC Hammer.
It is fucking MC Hammer.
You're gonna leave Lisa Barlow at the head of the table. That's not gonna change.
That is never gonna change.
That's not changing.
Just like Lisa Barlow is the middle snowflake.
That's right. Just like Angie thinks she deserves to be on this trip, Lisa deserves to be at the head of the table.
Yeah,
she will always be the head of the table.
She's always the head of the table. So,
guys, Lisa Barlow is, in my humble opinion, in the ranks of OG housewives. When we think of OG housewives outside of SLC, we think of the Vicky, the Ramona, the crazy, the silly, the Bethany's. Okay. Lisa Barlow has finally made her way to that spot. I don't know if there's going to be another SLC housewife that will ever make it.
God, no.
No way. Lisa Barlow all the way.
All day.
Yeah.
All day. All the way.
She's done. She's stapled.
She's there.
Yeah.
She's there.
I mean, I know we saw in the promo leading up to this week that we knew Meredith was going to go insane. But when everyone orders espresso martinis and then the drinks come and Meredith is just a clear martini.
Oh my God.
Straight up twist. Did we all know this is going bad?
Well, at first I was like, what is she drinking? And it was actually Eeps who pointed out to me because I just didn't know.
She's drinking a fucking straight up martini.
Ooh,
with a
Dorinda,
twist.
baby.
So what is that how does that differentiate from the martinis that I like? Because both of
Not
you know that I
dirty.
love dirty.
So not dirty, just regular. So I don't know if she did vodka or gin. That's up for debate.
But what do you mean regular?
So it's vermouth,
yeah.
like, a little bit of vermouth and vodka or gin, and then a twist of lemon. And then you take the peel of the lemon
That
and
is
you
not
run it around
martini.
the rim. That is a martini. I mean,
That is
that's a martini.
That is
That's
drinking from the
classic.
bottle. Okay, then Shannon Medore, when she pours that whole Stoli into the glass, that's a martini.
But there's no vermouth.
Oh, the vermouth cannot be the thing that makes
It
it.
is the thing.
No. Because my dirty martini that has a lot of olive juice in it,
Yeah.
okay, that cuts it.
Yes.
Bartenders,
That's why
out there,
yours is dirty.
I get it. I just that
Guys,
is-
I don't ever drink
There's
martinis.
rubbing alcohol. That I got
That's why
sick.
I only do a dirty martini. I can't do a straight up martini.
Well, that's why she was wasted.
Waste. At least the other ones had some caffeine going. Now the sugar got
Heather.
That was the downfall
Yeah.
of Heather. But everyone else who was drinking espresso martinis. There's other stuff in there. It's cold brew. It's.
Sure. Way to state the obvious. Yes.
I'm getting a look like I have
Heather,
7 heads.
the
from
difference,
a mile away.
101. Now
The difference-
listen, it did have espresso in it because it was an espresso martini.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
All I know is that Meredith was going nowhere good very
Nowhere
fast.
Yeah.
Well, she was going in a bad place very
Well,
fast.
I'm really excited that we're at the dinner because this is where I get to put on my Elizabethan voice. Okay.
Oh no. Let me brace myself.
For your Meredith reenactment.
Oh, anytime we go into a Meredith scene, Whitney then prompts the table. Let's play a game.
Oh boy.
God, the dreadful.
Tell us
thing.
something we don't know about you. Meredith goes first.
God.
Did she go first, man? Out of the gates. Out of the gates.
Yeah.
Used to come to Palm Springs as a child to visit my grandparents.
Oh my God, what a novel revelation you've made, Meredith.
Yeah. You
Like-
want to know what novel revelation I made? Her and Aaron are friends.
Oh,
I was on an airplane
God.
and I got embarrassed with my children.
Friends before the show.
Yeah. It's so tracks.
Doesn't that track?
honestly,
So fucking tracks.
I don't know why. I mean, I knew it because I
know.
knew we saw her at the party, but like, I don't know why I didn't make that connection with both of those lame fucking answers.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a really, it's perfect. Of course they are.
I went on airplane once. Okay.
You don't know this? Guys,
What
it's
is
a
it?
vulnerable moment.
You can tell us. It's safe.
I used to come to Palm Springs with my grandparents, my grandmama.
And then what?
That's it.
That's right. Could you sense that there was like a pause? They were like, okay. And then she just stopped.
Mhm.
And they were like, got it.
Mhm.
And you know what? It's always the person that goes first that sets up the group. So then instead of getting anything real, we get, well, I've started doing poetry.
Journaling.
Yeah, who said
I've
that?
been journaling. Whitney started
Whitney
doing
said that.
poetry. Heather, birds. I'm into birds.
Oh God.
Let's not forget because we all know that Monica felt bad for Whitney for saying that she likes to journal because then Monica's like, yeah, I journal too.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Honestly, the one I appreciated the most was Heather saying she likes birds because it gave us Mary talking about a bird.
Oh, that's right.
I
that's
had
right.
a bird once.
Yeah.
They were
Well,
weird.
Okay, but here's the thing. They all look at Mary like what she said was weird. That was probably the most honest answer we got, which is I'm a loner.
Oh,
Everyone thinks I'm
right.
social, but I'm really not. And they're like, what? What?
Correct.
But no one said that when Meredith was talking about how she used to visit her grandparents. Like none of us ever did that in
So
our lives.
true.
And it just so happens to be her grandparents were in Palm Springs.
Well,
Big-
maybe
big
it's
deal.
because we know she's a loner and it's supposed to be something we don't know.
fine.
I just love the montage, the flashes of like her being sitting alone.
Yeah.
Well, guys, the best was, in true Lisa fashion. Okay, my turn. So mine is, and she's just so excited, and then it's like about a piercing.
Naughty. Look, I'm so naughty.
My first, second ear pierce.
My turn, guys. No, my turn. And it's just like, okay, perfect.
Then we get Monica.
That was comedy.
Yes, of course it was.
All of it really was.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here being like, okay, can we get to the actual?
yeah, we're Monica. We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, so she just lets the bomb off.
Mhm.
I had an affair with my brother-in-law for 18 months.
Jaws drop.
But no one says anything.
Yeah, but not really, though. It was kind of like we all already knew, maybe.
Meredith is so uncomfortable. She's like, I'm gonna need some context, please. What context do you need? She fucked her brother-in-law for 18 months. What context?
She needs to know what blood relation there was going
Yeah.
on.
Well, it was almost like she was asking, like, if she did it this way, ooh, but if, oh, okay. And when she says that it's her sister-in-law's husband, they almost seem to be a little bit more accepting.
Yeah,
I know.
because there's no blood relation to the person she's married to.
I clocked that. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I wrote it down when Meredith was like, wait, so who? And she's like, it was my husband's sister's husband. She was like, oh, okay. All right. Like, I was almost like, got it. Okay. All right.
You can accept it. You
Yeah.
can accept.
Yeah.
Like, I was
but then
like, wow.
proceeds to an interview say, I mean, Lisa may have said I fucked half of New York, but I draw the line at in-laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get over yourself, Meredith.
Guys, she's trying. She's trying so hard.
She wasn't trying that hard when Angie said that she's actually really sensitive and Meredith gives her dagger eyes.
Oh. Dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Sensitive? Like, oh.
Yeah. Well, this game is a dud. So then they try to play again.
Whitney's
Okay.
like,
Whitney goes,
round
take
two. Round two.
Okay, guys, another game.
Warm and fuzzy, cold and prickly.
God.
To your
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Heather to Angie. And also, let's be clear here. Heather said to your right. It usually is to your left. We always go clockwise.
But she knew.
But she knew. Because
Oh,
she was
yeah.
sitting next to her. She's like, we're gonna ruffle feathers. Let's
Yeah.
counterclockwise.
Good on you, wit.
It's so true.
Heather to Angie. We are the Titans, the mighty, mighty Titans. Okay. Their alma mater.
The Titans.
They graduated the same year.
Always remember the Titans.
Always remember. The Titans.
What year? That is confidential.
Timeless.
I'm having a hard time really accepting that these women have known each other basically their entire lives, and we didn't know this. This is still something
I
that's
know.
really bothersome to me.
Yeah. I agree.
And I need to know why we didn't know this last season.
That I do not understand. I do not understand why this never came up last year with everything going on.
Well, given Heather Gay's feelings towards Angie K, and that Angie K was cool and she was not in high school, wouldn't we have known this? Like, this feels odd to me.
It does. It's felt odd since that. I don't know if it came up in episode 1 or episode 2 when it got revealed, but I think it's weird that this wasn't like
Why
talked
wasn't
about.
it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it was just
God.
poisoned by Jen
was
because Jen was just the bigger storyline and they
Or
didn't focus on
as producers,
anything
we don't
else.
ask all the questions that we're supposed to ask.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, maybe.
that's
it
what it
feels
feels
like a
like.
very, very blatant missed opportunity.
Well, even remember the very first season, we had more of a connection and storyline that Lisa and Heather went to college together. I don't know.
But it is. It's like one of the first things we saw in the pilot was Lisa Barlow talking about Lisa and Heather.
She was a woo girl. She was a woo girl. Look at them. Look at my titties.
Yep.
But we wait an entire
was
season
Lisa.
before we learn about this. It
It
feels very
odd.
odd.
I can't get stuck in the past because
No.
obviously season 3
Well,
was a missed opportunity.
What I
But-
will
so was season
say for this scene, I actually feel like we got something authentic from Heather, which was a rarity for me, especially of late.
Oh.
Because the first time that we get introduced that they've known each other since high school was the first episode of this season. And it was very much like, Angie K peaked in high school. Like, she was cooler. I was a nerd, whatever. But in this scene, she's kind of talking in her confessional, like Angie K always just wanted to be around like the big dick energy. Whoever was like the main girl, Angie just wanted to be around like, popular by association.
Popular.
Yeah, popular.
You're Meredith now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, Miss Marks.
I'm British. And I was like, oh, I can see that. And because Heather was never that girl, she never picked Heather, right? So I think there is some resentment that it wasn't just the fact that like Heather was in the books and she was trying to do school and all this stuff. And Angie K was popular. It was more that Angie K tried so hard to maybe mix them with the right crowd, quote unquote.
Sure.
And it was never Heather. And so Heather maybe feels, years later, timeless, feels still some resentment for that. I don't know.
I gotta be honest, this was kind of my theory as well, which is that, Heather says that she doesn't trust her because she cozied up to Jen and then she cozied up to Lisa. And
Everybody in
leaves
the
them.
room but me.
But me. And that, I think it was that was an interview bite, I think.
Yes.
And it was in that moment that I was like, wait a second. Because here's the thing. Heather could very easily, I think there's a very easy case to be made where the audience would get on board if Heather said, Angie said some really fucked up shit about me last year. She started to spread a rumor that like I was in a sexual relationship with Jen.
Yeah.
And it was it was out in the world. And,
She does
and
say that essentially, though.
she does, but in this moment, the things that Heather is pointing to, both at the table and in the chair, are very much, you know, you cozied up to this person, you cozied up to that person, you do it to everyone but me. And I agree. I think this is all stemming from high school and right after. I think that they were in adjacent groups that had overlap. Something tells me their school was not that big.
Right.
So they all knew each other. They were friends, but they weren't best friends.
Right.
And I think that Angie was cooler. And Heather has always felt a little insecure and left out. And then cut to Angie coming on to the show where Heather has been on since day one. And I wonder if consciously or subconsciously, Heather felt that this is her time. She is the biggest energy in the room.
Yeah.
She is the one. She is Heather. I'm spacing. What's Heather's last name?
Gay.
Oh my God.
Definitely a
Heather Gay. That's her middle name.
pushing for the cushion.
Pushing for the cushion. But now on the show, still Angie's not kind of cozying up to her and vying for her attention. And now that Jen's gone, Heather does kind of, I think, consciously or subconsciously think that she is the kind of biggest personality in the room.
Suck her dick.
She wants Angie to
She
suck her
does.
dick. And
She
Angie's not.
does.
And I think that it triggers some insecure teen rejection sort of, deep-seated shit.
Yeah. I just felt like it was the most authentic, real moment we actually got to how Heather feels towards Angie K.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I just feel like Meredith would be the one that we would say that sucks the biggest dick in the room. I mean, she fucked half of New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hot mic moment. Whore.
I'm sorry for my hot mic moment.
It wasn't a hot mic. It wasn't a hot mic, but whatever.
It was a lot. Wow. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
This is also.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, this is where we also see Heather turn. This is where she starts to turn.
Oh, yes.
She's turning.
She's laughing in her face and her arms, and she's beatboxing, and she doesn't know who she is, what day it is, and how she got there.
Right. Yeah, Heather's reactions are giving me life throughout this dinner once she gets to this point and beyond. They're really kind of perfect. They really are. Also, the book.
Oh, that's another thing.
That's the other thing.
So she references the book. You said that you could only read it because Lisa's in it. Okay. Now, Angie K is joking.
Correct.
God, seriously.
But that's the dead giveaway to me that the both of you guys are saying, that she's still very stuck, as most of us are. High school is a very identifying time in our lives, right? It's kind of what sets us up to go and out into the world.
Totally.
So we carry that insecurity for a long time until we can realize, who we really are as people. I think Craig Conover is a perfect example of somebody who carries their high school insecurities in life.
Absolutely.
And we see that in the first few seasons of season time. I get my Irish accent. We see that in the first few seasons of Southern Charm.
Yes, totally.
And in this moment, Angie she's not aligning with this because she's like, what? It's
She probably
a
doesn't
joke.
even remember saying it.
But it's also a fucking joke.
And it was so clearly a joke when it happened a couple weeks ago.
Heather, if you think Angie K is reading your book at all, that's the biggest joke.
Yeah.
Okay?
That is.
New York Times bestseller.
No one's reading
No.
it. Not at this table.
No.
I don't think.
I don't think any of
Well,
them read
Lisa
the book.
said that she would read her parts, which is just so perfect for
And
Lisa.
but didn't Heather say that she was in one page? Like when Angie found out that Heather's in one page of the book, that she would read it and wants Lisa to sign it.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I know, but she's so bothered by that comment. But I'm going,
She is.
She doesn't mean it. She's trying to dig at you even more, Heather.
And you're taking the bait.
Stop.
Here's the biggest problem. Break down that fourth wall. Nobody loves Heather like we love Lisa, and that's just the fucking
know.
truth. And she wants to, and I think if season one, she had the closest opportunity to be head-to-head. And listen, there might be some listeners out there that really, really, really love Heather Gay, and I'm here for that. I want to hear from someone who likes Heather more than they like Lisa. I just want to know. But I think that, like, to Eve's point earlier, once Jen got out of the way because Jen was loud and she took over every scene, Heather's like, now it's me. It's
my turn.
But it's never you, baby, because it's always Lisa. And so I think that hurt even worse when it's the joke, when it's like, because it'd be one thing if it was Meredith, like, oh, well, I'll read a Meredith scene and let Meredith, give me an autograph, but it's because it's Lisa. And everybody knows, because Heather loves social media, I think she knows that Lisa's the front runner, and she always has been, right?
If Ultimate Girl Strip taught us anything about Heather Gay,
She's a
is that
fan.
she wants to be accepted.
Oh my God.
She's a fan first and a housewife next.
True life I'm a fan. Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
They need to bring that show back.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be great?
Yes. Guys, I want to see Danielle's episode of True Life from Jersey.
Oh my God. There has to be a way that we can.
Right.
We have to be able to find, even on YouTube.
It's True Life. Like, I'm a Long Island girl.
Yeah, that's what
Staten
it was.
Island girl.
Staten Island girl.
Staten-
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I didn't understand in this moment, though, was Heather, she says Angie cozied up to Jen and then ditched her, and then cozied up to Lisa, and that didn't work out. But, and Lisa is the one who chimes in being like,
How did Heather get her black eye again?
Great fucking question.
That's all I'm going to say about
We got to
that.
call back to that this episode. But what is it that gives Heather the idea that Angie and Lisa are no longer close? Because that's the implication she makes.
That she just jumps and jumps.
That she jumps from she cozied up to Jen and that didn't work out. She cozied up to Lisa and that didn't work out. They're still close.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
Heather's
think she
referring to.
misspoke.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she was just meaning now that Jen's out of the group, now you go to for the next best
Heather
one.
does not understand that now that Jen's in prison, why didn't Angie K come to her? They
Yes,
should
that's-
yes,
feel,
I agree.
They
That's
should feel
the
connected
disconnect.
because their friend
Right.
is the one that kind of lied to them, did all these fucking bullshit.
Right.
But that's because Heather still won't say what the truth is, which is Jen Shaw's a fucking criminal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm less concerned why Angie's cozying up to Lisa than I'm concerned with you not actually saying what the fucking truth is.
She's
how
still
you got your black
Stockholmed.
eye? Excuse me. Why your best friend's in prison?
Yep.
Like, hello.
100%.
You're the one
There's
that said
no
it.
fucking there's no not accountability, but
She's pointing fingers at everybody else.
yeah, exactly.
You're the one that was lied to for how many years? She called you fucking Shrek.
What she would be more than entitled, and she should
Because
feel like it's Jen was I misread. I misread Jen.
No, she's going about this
not
wrong
doing
way.
that. Yes,
I
she
know
is.
she is.
Because if she thinks that she takes accountability and acknowledges her foibles in last season, that means that people are going to like her less. It's the opposite. Heather, if you're listening, take it from me as a producer. If I had been with you, I would have said, here's the thing. I understand how you feel. I also think it's worth noting that your friend lied to you. You may have thought what she did was unsavory, but that's your energy. That's because you picked up on little cues here and there.
Yep.
You had no idea that she was as unsavory as she is.
And you wanted
okay?
to trust her.
And you wanted to trust her.
And
nothing
that's
wrong with
no
saying
fault in that.
Right.
don't beat a dog when it's down. I get it. I get it. She's innocent until proven guilty. Now, it's the Southern District of New York, so I'd argue that she was guilty from the jump. But
Yes.
it's like, I understand that, but she doesn't ever want to admit that. And maybe we'll get that later on.
Maybe, but
right now, we are not.
I would have
Instead-
prioritized that.
Exactly. But instead,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, and you cozied up to Lisa. Guys, Jen Shaw dumped a glass of champagne on Angie K's head.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And she's
Disgusting
like, it's
behavior.
funny. No, it's not funny.
No.
Okay? No, it's not funny.
And even Heather said I wouldn't do that or I wouldn't like that too.
Exactly.
So like what the fuck?
I don't understand.
Yeah. Heather's just playing it wrong. And that's why when the first episode this season, I could sense that my reconnection with Heather was not going to be happening because she could not be honest about the Jen Shaw stuff.
Yeah.
And it's bothering me. And that's why I love when Lisa in this moment, and Lisa goes, well, who else also cozied up to Jen Shaw, baby?
You.
And thank you. Kudos,
You.
Lisa.
Always. All-star forever. Forever and always.
It's Meredith's turn.
Oh, it's a Whitney.
Oh, God.
You need to work on your communication.
The irony, guys. We're like, wait, Meredith, what are you
The
saying?
lack of
Hello?
self-awareness is just
know.
wonderful.
We need a translator.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
And then Wendy chimes in. It's because I brought Angie to the trip. Yeah.
And Meredith's like,
No.
I wasn't going to actually touch that.
That's not what I was going to say. Okay. All right. And we flash to Mary. We're not getting into that right now. No. We'll get into the sprinter when Heather's throwing up later.
But I also love that Mary's like, well, that's not what you said to me earlier at the place. Like,
Oh, God.
Mary's really...
Oh, yeah, to Meredith, yeah.
I'm loving the role that Mary is playing, like the archetype that she is embodying of just like kind of funny moments, little like shit stirring moments, quirky moments. Like this is where Mary
is her
her best.
wheelhouse.
This is her wheelhouse. Yes, thank you. That is the word.
Kind of as an outsider looking in.
Yes,
It's observational.
right. Like she was on the inside looking through the glass at all of them throwing snowballs at each other at the end of
Yes.
episode 1.
Loner.
Does this look like fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monica and Lisa. Lisa looks
God.
scared. Lisa does not know what Monica's going to say.
I wrote in my notes, do we think that Lisa's nervous tick is blinking? Because did you notice the amount of times she was blinking?
Like
Because listen, like
Through the eyes of Tammy Faye.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I know.
Because Monica was very long-winded before she was like, okay, so
She was scared.
Yeah, she was totally scared.
my what do they call it? The prickly whatever it's called.
Yes. Cold and prickly, warm and fuzzy.
is, so, and like she took so long before she was like, you know, the ring and it's a little bit out of touch. But I mean, I forget exactly what she says, but be grateful, all that kind of stuff. Lisa was blinking like this, like every second.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Well, when you watch it back, you'll notice how often she's blinking. And then when she lands it, when she finally says what it is, she stops blinking. Like the blinking goes away that fast.
Well, you know, it's funny. I didn't notice the blinking specifically, but I did note that like Monica is taking a long time to get this out.
It's making her uncomfortable.
And it's making, well, Monica's definitely uncomfortable and Lisa's
making Lisa-
uncomfortable.
Well,
that's
for
what I meant.
Sure.
Lisa's like,
what is it going to be? What is it going to like? She's like about to have a stroke.
Is it
waiting
about
for the shoe
husband?
to drop.
But then I want to know, what does Monica know?
Right. What was Lisa scared that she was going to say?
Remember, Monica knows a
Interesting.
lot.
She's an informant.
Yeah,
Right.
She's with the FBI, baby, and she knows
Federal
every
Bureau
thing.
of Investigation.
Yes.
Gators. Gators?
Investigators.
I'm drunk. I'm Meredith. Federal.
Security.
Well, she gives kudos to Lisa showing up in her Girls Gone Wild outfit. Her thong. She had a thong and a 5-star. Cary Grant would have appreciated the thong.
I think so. I think so.
I think so too.
And then that's where we get, you know, I have 4 kids. I'm a mom. Everyone has their things that they're growing through.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear over and over again that you're ringing 60,000, 25,000. It's like the sunglasses. It's Dana Wilkie.
Dana Wilkie.
25,000.
God,
Okay.
she's so obnoxious.
It's out of touch. She's not saying that, but that's
what it is.
That's
she's
the
saying.
implication. Yeah.
Now, I didn't notice the blinking, but now looking back on it, I do notice the blinking.
Okay.
What I noticed is that Lisa Barlow's kryptonite is being accused of being out of touch. That is I think
Yes.
so. And so then it got me thinking, what's their kryptonite, each one? What's their thing that they get accused of and they feel the weakest?
Mary of being a cult leader.
Jesus. Wow. You know, it can't be anything like loose and fun. It has to be
Maris is a predator, as we find out.
pornographer.
Pornography. He called me pornography.
Yeah, I was like,
called her
photography?
What are we missing here?
I don't know.
That was a great moment.
And I was so afraid of the throwing up that I was like half watching. I'm like, wait, what am I missing here? Oh, that scene
Heather's
was so wild.
she's a Jen Shaw sycophant. She's
Yes.
obsessed with Jen Shaw.
That's right.
Says everything about Jen Shaw except
Sympathizer.
that she's a criminal. Let's see.
Whitney, maybe being like people thinking she's stupid. That's probably her.
Or a
trigger.
liar.
Yeah,
I
liar. Like
think
last
it's
season
liar.
with Heather and her, I think liar. She gets triggered.
Sucking dick for Utah Jazz.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
You don't believe me? I'm a woman empowerment story. I was abused. I mean, I think that's by and large. I think
for-
Heather's.
Ooh, Heather's. Well, you said Heather's was being a Jen sympathizer.
Oh, I did already. Oh,
Meredith.
that means there's more.
There's definitely more for Heather too. I think. Meredith's is not being treated as the most important person in the room.
Like Aaron.
Yep.
I know.
I especially where I am with Aaron right now.
Sorry.
I'm trying to have an up and up with Meredith, and so combining those two is really bringing me down.
Oh, I wrote it in my notes. It's like, be sure to say this to Betsy so that I can bring her down. I was like, I want to inflate and then deflate. I want to slash the air out of your
I'm trying
tires.
to have my glow up with Meredith again. And if I keep having to hear that, you know, she and Aaron are BFFs, it's just going to keep daggering
She just
away
posted a
at
picture of the
me.
two of them.
I don't
Meredith did.
follow her.
I saw that. Like it was a double date or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I told you. The only person I follow on this cast is Lisa, so I don't know what Meredith is posting. I might try to start following her, but I don't know that I want to see
You don't need
that.
to. You have our Instagram now,
Oh, okay, I'm back in.
aren't you?
Well, yeah, I am, but
Okay.
but I still did not see that photo.
Oh.
Anyway,
Fuck me.
so you know what? You're a liar.
So
I didn't see it.
Lisa's wind out of the sails as soon as Monica's like, and you're out of touch. Lisa's like, I didn't say it a whole lot. No. Boom.
Cut
boom,
to.
Boom.
Comedy.
Boom.
Comedy. Baby.
Montage.
Seven times.
But this is when we get it's sentimental.
It's intimate.
It's sentimental. It's not about the money. It came from John. Mm-hmm. It's sentimental.
And God, Monica's trying. She is trying to do it in the most polite, sensitively way possible. Of like, just to like be aware that, but whatever. And Lisa's like in the moment being like, okay,
Valid,
I hear you. Noted. But then in interview, she's like, when you can afford a $58,000 ring. Also, I love how it went from 60 to 58.
She rounded up. Give her a break.
I know.
Okay?
Then you'd be upset
going to
too.
come after her.
I know.
Oh yeah, because the interview was done later, and she realized that's she's trying to minimize or diminish the blowback a little bit
By correcting 60 to 58.
I know,
Lisa,
it's Lisa.
We love it. We don't care.
But it's 60, 60, 60, and then in the chair, it's if you could afford a $58,000 ring, you'd be upset too. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Lisa was my favorite in confessionals this
oh,
primo.
dynamite.
By the way, she still doubles down because she just tweeted after this episode aired. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. With exclusion to the fuckers who think I overreacted to losing my ring less than 8 hours prior to that amazing dinner party at Cary Grant's estate. Heart emoji.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's
The fuckers?
hysterical.
God, I just think
Exclusion to the fuckers who think that's a tweet, guys. That is in
I
writing.
did not know that I could love her even
Anymore.
more. I got turned on by that. I love everything about this woman, and she's just. I mean, she is out of touch, but
we love you.
In the best possible way.
you really are.
Sonia Morgan is totally out of touch.
Yes.
We still love her.
Yeah, this is not a Heather Dubrow out of touch.
No. It's
different.
Sorry, Ebes. But I did love that. Then it had to turn to, well, I work hard. I work hard for that.
And Monica's like, yeah, we all work hard. That's when she gets a little annoyed. Like, we all work hard.
Everybody at this table, and she like motions to the whole table. Everybody at this table.
When he's like, me too. I work hard too. It's like, okay.
Whitney, Heather, bad weather. I work really hard to put that on a shirt. Sold out. Send it to Daryl.
Wait, wrong show. Shit. Okay.
Fuck. I forgot. I'm on SLC.
Oh God.
I feel like that deflates. Like, that interaction is what deflates the game entirely because they don't make it away around the table.
Well, it does until it's Angie K's turn.
Yeah. It just gets off track right here. What?
I've started implementing this thing at home, introducing a new word. And I immediately was like, oh, she's about to go Greek. She's like, get them to the fucking Greek.
Get them to the Greek.
Get them, Angie. I don't know the word.
I don't
think
remember.
it was Septico.
Septico.
Oh, septic tank. Not to be confused. That's just where my mind went. Okay. Back on
To
track.
mean fake.
Oh, that's right.
That was wonderful.
No.
I feel it applies to
Fakery. There's fakery and fuckery.
This is also what sent me over. I'm like, oh, she's too much for me. Because I could
That
tell
was too much for you?
I thought that was so stupid.
Oh,
I honestly,
really?
I thought she was doing the most, but I think it worked.
The fact that I was like, oh yeah, what was the word? I don't remember. I must have blocked it out. Honestly,
Wait.
fake. Because I forgot that. Because I remember her doing the word, but then I was like, oh yeah, what does it mean? And then when you said that, I was like, oh, that's right. To me, she's just doing too much. She's doing too much, and it goes back to like, be grateful that you're on the trip or don't fucking go. I just like she's trying too hard to poke the bear. Just have a fucking normal conversation. And you're fake too. So, I mean, I guess maybe she's including herself in the fakeness. I don't know.
It's interesting. I can see a world where like Angie is maybe behaving in a way that she thinks she's
acting
supposed
out.
to as a full-time cast member of a Real Housewives show. Mm-hmm. I personally, with this, it landed for me. I thought it was hysterical. And I mean, not funny, haha, but like, oh, this is going to fucking
Laugh.
This is going to laugh funny, haha.
Ha ha. Okay.
But I you knew this was going to go south. And I was like, all right,
Of course
here's the
I knew it was
catalyst.
going to go south. And
Like,
it
was already going
does.
south.
Well, I don't care. Have it go south. It's going to go south. Everyone's wasted. Well, some of them are wasted.
The ones who are drinking wine are not wasted.
Correct.
Fake. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, we don't really think Heather likes birds. Like, there's some stuff at this table that I don't think is all fucking fake.
No, but I don't think she even gets to explain what the fakery is
She
because
doesn't.
Meredith cuts her off at the pass and is like, well, you said you never wanted to be friends with me publicly.
Publicly.
I'm like, where?
Where are your receipts?
But where is it?
Where is
No one can say.
I think everyone's racking their brains trying to ask themselves that.
When did she say that?
If it was on camera, we would have gotten a flash.
Correct.
If it was public, like in a tweet or an Instagram or anything like that, we would have gotten some sort of.
If there was
graphic.
anything that was public, the women at the table wouldn't be so dumbfounded and sitting there quiet, being like, what was it? Because none of us know.
fuck is Meredith
And these are
talking
and
about?
these are people that have dossiers on all of their cast members.
Yes. Yeah.
They would fucking know when she said this. We don't see it. To which I say,
Governor.
to which I say, I think that she's trying to align herself with Heather. I really do, and I think that there's a. I do.
You mentioned this to me off
I
mic.
think that Heather has obviously, because they're friends, has expressed to Meredith her annoyance that Angie K is coming back to the show and she's going to be a full-time housewife.
She doesn't deserve
And she
it,
doesn't deserve it. And like, we were friends first. And why doesn't she say that? And what? And I think that Meredith might be, I think we're transcending. We're taking on others' emotions. Okay.
Yes.
It's called affective empathy. Affective empathy. I think she's trying to feel what Heather's feeling. You don't think that?
Why? I just what's the end game? Why align yourself with Heather? I don't.
Why align yourself with Jen Shaw?
Why not be trying
The criminal.
Why not be trying your fucking hardest to just kiss Lisa's ass?
Because Meredith can't kiss anyone's ass.
But what's in it for Heather? I don't. Not what's in it for Heather. What's in it for Meredith to be close with Heather? I don't get it.
It's carryover. They are close.
They are.
From last season.
So she's trying to align herself with Heather, and so because Heather doesn't like Angie, she's not going to like Angie.
She's bandwagoning.
I don't think it's conscious. I don't think she's like, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make sure it's subconscious. I think it's interesting that none of us know when Meredith said this.
Right.
Right. Well, I just think she's probably getting it wrong. I think she's probably getting the sentiment out there that Angie K doesn't like her. And we don't know which way she said
But
it or
Meredith
what.
has never said this. Fresh powder, fresh start.
I know. I don't have the answer to that.
And she's so emphatic in like, publicly you said.
You shamed me.
You shamed me. We would never be friends. Angie looks dumbfounded. And as does everyone else. And the fact that in the probably 7 months that this episode spent in post, they couldn't find anything
That's what I'm
public,
saying.
to me, it means that it doesn't exist. In which case, what the fuck are you talking about? I
Something
agree
else
that
is
it's like
going
she's
on.
taking on
She's taking, it just
a
feels
little bit
that
of
way.
Heather's like vendetta against Angie.
And then there's Heather.
Whoa.
Because that's what she looks like. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, so I have to give y'all the sound of what I think it looks like.
There's some swaying back and forth
Yeah. I
mean,
and a
she's
big
cackling.
jolly. She's
It's
cackling.
like Santa choking.
And then
on
she's giving us
something.
a little peep show with her napkin.
Oh my god,
She
that's
picks up the napkin, puts it in front of her titties.
I mean, she
College
did.
what? College
She was
what?
doing some physical comedy in
yeah.
this, and I appreciated it. I did. I did like her in this
She's like
scene.
a
I really
stooge.
did. Yeah.
She's like a stooge.
I also love Monica. Like, where are the receipts, girl? Like, she just chimes in a little bit like the birdie on the side.
Exactly. Also, Angie points out why we've never talked about this. I helped you when you were building your home and, all these things. And she's like, why hasn't this come up?
Right.
I'm
I thought
sorry.
we were
These are things to point out.
Yes.
Okay. I will align myself with Meredith when I can see the receipts.
I agree.
I need to know. I need somebody to point this out. So hopefully we see it in next episode.
I would love that. It is Meredith Marks, so I'm not going to hold my breath, but
Well, I hope we understand this.
It just
I hope
doesn't
we can
make
dig into
sense.
this a little bit more because I'm a little confused.
yeah.
Well, the energy was a lot,
Oh, God.
and something else was going on.
Well,
That's all I know.
And then what really sends Meredith is the cobwebbed jewelry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because what does that come out of? Is that when Angie says that, I helped you, I talked to you through stuff, building
I'll
your
write you a
house.
check.
I'll write you a check. And then, right,
like,
she
with what? Your
responds,
cobweb jewelry money? And then Monica's like, no, don't say that.
Stop it! It's disgusting.
Stop it.
I'd be Monica though. I would have told Angie K
Yeah.
to like reel it the fuck in,
Yeah,
dude.
like chill out.
And that's real. And then Meredith's like, you can leave.
My God. It was like, what? Eeps, did you feel like you were watching like one of the Marvel movies?
Yes, by the way, it was a
Kind of.
little bit like some sort of like a space monster,
Yeah.
like Thanos.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can go.
I mean,
See this woman over here? Escort her out at once.
she needs to leave.
She is vermin.
This is my table and she needs to leave. That guy goes, I'll do what I can.
Poor
Poor
Chad.
guy. Chad.
What was she thinking?
Not
she
she
wasn't.
wasn't.
She wasn't.
She was 3 sheets. She was 3
She was
sheets.
like
Hard
7
win.
sheets to win.
Carly.
She had one sheet
Cardi.
for every flashback to Elisa comment on her ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
She's brown out for sure.
Oh yeah,
I think she's brown out.
I think so too.
But yeah, and then she storms out. And then
Well, no. Wait. Well, hold on.
what
Hold on.
happened? What happened first? I'm brown out.
Oh
Okay.
right, there's something.
Before she storms out, she starts to cry. Their children are going to be disabled for the rest of their lives. What is this, March of Dimes?
What the fuck is she
what
talking
the fuck
about?
is happening?
Is she having,
kids?
is she having like a
Telethon?
stroke at this dinner?
Something-
What is she like? It makes
Can-
no sense.
Can we count backwards? 10 to 1. Can we do it?
She's on the board for Special Olympics.
like
what is
for
happening?
serious?
I didn't understand. I was like, is this...
There are more
really weird.
important things going on in the world. There are children who might be permanently disabled. What
Doctors
are you
Without Borders?
referring
Yeah.
to?
That's what I mean. Doctors Without Borders cleft lip. That's what I felt. I was like, where's she going? Guatemala?
But
Like,
seriously,
where are we headed?
It was very bizarre.
And then she gets up,
Yeah.
leaves the table.
Everyone's like,
Because no one understands the child comment. I'm so confused. What's going on?
They're all like, what are you talking? I think even, by the way, I could be wrong, so don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure it was Mary who says something like, what are you talking about? And when Mary is confused by something, you
Exactly.
know.
yeah,
that
no,
that
none of us,
is-
no, Mary
None
did
of
say
us are
something.
following.
She
Yeah.
did.
We're not following.
No one's following.
Yes.
Anything Mary is saying at this point.
And Lisa, being the doting BFF,
Well, thank God.
follows her out.
I don't want it to be. Well, Heather was probably too wasted.
Heather can't walk.
Heather would trip and fall.
Because you know,
Hey, here's the thing.
if there weren't that many drinks, it would have been Heather shooting up.
Yes.
To try to go follow her.
The
Heather
only
can't shoot
way
anymore.
that Heather would have made it out following Meredith is in a wheelchair. Okay. That is the only motherfucking way.
Yeah.
With a sheet over her head like Vicky.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. I'm going to hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lisa, see, this is where it gets tricky. The second that Lisa followed her out, I knew this was going to turn into, if Lisa doesn't back me up, is she going to be a true friend?
It's so true, though.
Leave.
I
That
can
is like
feel it.
Meredith Marks' MO.
Yes, that is a hallmark. You're either with her or against her.
Yep. Funny, it sounds a lot like someone else that used to be on the show.
Yeah, Jen Shaw.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Betsy, you cannot tell me that this is a hallmark of Meredith, and you cannot tell me that next episode is Meredith not going to have a problem that Lisa didn't say anything and stand up for her at the table.
might.
100% she is.
Who are you? You are a traitor. You need to be on season 2 of Traitors.
I'm not
With
going
Chriselle.
to say maybe one part
Yeah.
that could be a hallmark. I'm not going to put Meredith and Jen in the same box. I'm not going to do that.
No, they are by no stretch the same. But prior to Jen having criminal activity, Jen was always, if you're not with me, you're against me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just that that characteristic and that quality, I think that they're, yeah, I mean,
that is just one quality. I don't think Meredith is anything like Jen Shaw.
no.
Yeah, she's not a monster.
Well, we'll see how much she remembers when she wakes up. But she did tell her she needs to get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
But I
canary yellow dress.
think we're actually going to see it's going to fall more on Whitney than it's going to fall on Lisa. Because Whitney's the one that brought her.
Sure, I think that it will have blowback for Whitney, but
Of course. Meredith is going to fall into her, why does the cage bird sing moment in that
Yeah.
canary yellow outfit. She's like a little she's like Tweety Bird.
she is a little bit like Tweety Bird.
She's voiceless.
I'm dealing with a lot of shit. It's disgusting.
I just think in the daylight, when she is sober, she might have something to say towards Lisa. I don't think it's going to be very harsh. And I think she's still going to try to align herself very much with Lisa.
Okay.
But we'll see.
I agree with that. I don't think she's gonna come hard for her.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa knows whose court the ball's in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I do
Yeah.
agree with that, but I do think she's gonna I don't know.
As a
I'm curious.
default. You're saying as a default, that's kind of what
I think she's gonna say something. It may not even be to
personality.
Lisa's face. It might be to Heather.
It might be to Heather behind or to Mary.
Yeah.
Heather will be like, what happened? What was said?
Exactly. But first I need to know, even though I don't know what I said, did Lisa have my back? I need to know that first.
Well, I got scared for Lisa when she was like, yeah, look, Angie came in hot, but I'm not trying to defend her, but I think it's coming from a place of hurt. And
of course,
Meredith goes from clutching Lisa for dear life in that embrace to like standing upright with the eyes, the wide eyes. And do you?
I can go for the jugular.
I can go for the jugular.
You want me? You want to talk about
a jug of wine?
Don't fuck with me.
Ew, God.
Wow.
Tell her to fuck off.
Eats is getting into it.
You are getting into it. Did you practice in the shower
did.
before you got here?
Oh,
Yeah.
she is Heather Dubrow. Let's not forget.
Oh.
She practiced.
Yeah, my last
Over and
sitcom was in
over and over
1999
again.
too.
Hot in Cleveland.
Extra.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to get reviews like, please stop doing accents. And please stop doing...
Guys, this is just her voice.
Please don't do imitations. We don't need the voices.
Yeah, we know.
That's a common theme.
Guys,
We don't need the
we
voices.
know
We
that
know
we're
you don't
not-
need
We
voice.
know.
We
We
know
like
that-
them.
We know that this is a disclaimer. We know we sound nothing like these people. Okay,
Of course we don't.
We get it.
We
But
do
in our
not.
heads, it's fun. But I have to just say do you want to go there with husband? The way that honestly, the reason that I can't let go of Meredith yet is because she's bringing back the voices for me, and I
like Meredith.
I love when she leaves the table and Heather's like, oh my God, why was she like English at the end of like getting
That's
up?
right.
Like the drunk voice is doing it for me.
I like Meredith this season. I like what she's bringing. But I am cautiously very, very, very,
I think that's very
aware.
fair. I think
Yes.
that's very fair.
Yeah.
We have to be.
And so is Lisa.
Yes.
Exactly. That's why Lisa's like, oh, God.
What do I do?
What do I do if I don't do that? What's going to happen? I'm going to lose another ring. Exactly. It's like very much similarly to how Heather's like, please make sure I don't get another black eye
How would
when
you?
they're trying to carry her to the car. Okay.
God.
By the way,
I thought
as
it was funny.
infuriated as I know we
I
all
laughed.
were at last season, that was funny. I agree.
Yeah. I just wish we could find out. I love that she can make jokes about it.
Seriously.
Mhm.
But
She's obsessed with it. She's obsessed
Because she's still obsessed with Jen.
what did I say, guys?
Because she's obsessed that
What
we want
did
to
I say?
talk
Heather,
about it.
Jen has left you for fucking
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes. Thank you.
Who's another one with a weird voice. Hey guys, I have my green juice. Here's my TED Talk. My green juice, guys. I love my if you could be, what would you eat? What would you be?
Green
I'd be green juice.
It's perfect.
Guys, I want you to Google Elizabeth Holmes green juice. You're going to find the YouTube video where somebody does ask her. It's a tastemaker.
Yeah.
I actually used to work for tastemaker videos at Pop Sugar.
Oh, nice.
And they ask her, if you are what you eat, what would you be? Green juice. I'd be celery juice, like Aaron
Gross.
Yeah. Well, Amanda Seyfried did that very well too.
She
really
did.
did.
Love her.
She really did, especially that dance sequence.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, the dance.
Yeah,
That was the most awkward thing I've ever seen, and I watched it over and over and over again.
So good.
Yeah, it was so good. So good.
good. We're back in the Sprinter van.
Back.
So where they are in context to where they're going is very, very short distance. So we know that she's that wasted. She cannot handle that car ride at all. It's probably less than a 5-minute drive.
Wow.
And that is with streetlights.
What do you think is closer, them to the house or the Caribou Club to Kyle's?
Same distance.
Yes, it's super fucking.
Yeah. I would say it's probably the same distance.
Hop, skip, and a jump. So she, I mean, yeah.
She can't hop, skip, and a jump. They have to carry out on a stretcher.
Well, I'm just saying both. Both.
Oh, yeah.
distances are
No, of
the-
course.
But yeah, I mean, she's like, I'm wasted.
Wasted.
And she can't spell wasted.
Oh yeah, that was also funny.
I literally was like, it's SCHWA. Schweasted.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so sad that this is the most I've liked Heather, and then she has to just vomit and piss herself in the van.
Yeah.
The aftermath. Heather was most likable, but then in the next scene, she shit, pissed, and vomited herself.
That's
Like-
probably one of her biggest insecurities is that people only like her when she's drunk.
God, Heather.
No,
it's
Heather,
true.
I still have faith.
I'm really.
I have Mormon
trying.
faith.
I'm really trying.
Yeah, because you have to have faith.
Bad Mormon
That's,
faith.
by the way, that's what she looks like. She looks like George Michael. Heather.
Gotta have faith.
Get up, structure.
If you're black or white. I know it's Michael.
Oh,
Jackson,
really?
but-
Yeah. Went into a different direction. There.
We did.
Mhm.
That's where we are told Meredith has something big going on in her life.
Big and bad.
She can't talk about it. Nothing positive. Nothing good. The fuck does that mean?
I was like, are you going to prison too? Like, what's going on?
Is Seth moving to Ohio? What happened?
Is it something with disabled children? I mean,
None
what's
of us
going
know.
on?
It is very.
Well,
it's
Meredith
interesting.
doesn't know either. I don't think she really knows. And is it in the confessional when they ask, or is it in the van? They're like, is it family? And she's like, no. Like, is it? She's like, it's friends or something.
Oh, I'm exposed to Jenshaw's labia again. How's Brooks doing?
God.
By the way, we all know that Brooks has to be in the EMDR therapy. After that, he's in occupational therapy after that labia slip.
Yeah. Oh God.
God. I'm just, labia.
I just it's friends.
Oh, I missed her saying that.
I'm so confused.
Well, I couldn't recall if that was in the chair, as y'all say, or if that was in the scene. But I think she was still. I mean, she was kind of crying when she said it, so I think it was in the van. But I can't say anything more.
She's like, I can't talk about it.
Yeah, she's like, I can't talk at all.
So it's funny. I missed the friend piece or her saying it's not family. But what I love was Whitney. Whitney's got some cojones, She's just like, well, I think it's kind of convenient that you are saying that you have something going wrong in your life, because every time that there's ever something that's brought up that, might be a tough conversation, you always say that there's something wrong. And she lists things off that are ridiculous, like I lost my milkman. My dinner was served cold 2 weeks ago, and it was intentional.
I actually thought it was kind of funny.
I thought it was funny, but it's true.
Well, first of all, does Whitney have cojones, or does she just hope that Meredith doesn't remember this?
Oh, by the way, good call.
And by the way,
call.
what we see in confessional and what we hear in confessional are funny examples. What Whitney really wants to say is, how convenient is it for you to have used your nephew's suicidal ideation and depression as a way to get out of all the things you don't want to fucking have to deal with?
Yep.
That's what Whitney really wants to say.
She can't say that, though.
And she can't say that,
No.
but we're going to hear her say that later.
You think
Yeah,
so?
I think she'll bring it up.
Fucking
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We absolutely are. She's going to say that. And then Meredith is going to go fucking insane.
Ballistic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right, because
She does.
we see that clip. We see
Yeah.
it. And I honestly forgot about that, but that has to be what it is.
Yeah.
We're not saying that yet.
Yeah.
It'll be next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call. I forgot about that too. That's a really good call.
That's going to be a dangerous.
That is a slippery slope.
To go
And
with Whitney.
And Whitney's not good on delivery. So I'll understand what the intention is, but the impact will not be that.
No, I don't
this
know.
is not going to end well.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
it is,
how that's gonna
I wish that
work
she
well
didn't
for
do
her.
it. I know it's coming, and I wish that she didn't do it.
I don't think, it's not
Because
it's
you
not
don't
gonna be
fuck
good.
with that.
No, it's not going to be. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Depression, suicide ideation is that you just don't touch it.
You don't fuck with it.
You just
No.
don't touch it. I don't give a fuck what you think.
No, absolutely
matter.
not.
Sorry, Whitney.
And to add an added leverage of that a kid
No.
or a teen or something, absolutely fucking don't even fucking touch it.
No.
You can think about whatever you want to think about, but don't fucking say anything. That's wild. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
They arrive. The spins obviously stop.
Y'all, did Heather pass out? Or is she just kind of like, because there's one moment where I'm looking at her and her head is down, but I'm like, I don't know if she's asleep or she's just like
not asleep.
trying
She's
to
not. She has the
control-
spins. So
Okay.
she's trying not to look at anything. So
Okay.
she's trying to regulate her
Okay.
eyes and her brain. Think about vertigo.
Right.
Yeah.
And you think you're moving. So she's trying not
To throw up.
Yeah, so her already having the spins and the bus is moving. It's giving
It's
her
a
like a
lot.
vertigo feeling. So that's what makes her throw up.
And
by
she's
the
in
way.
the back of the bus.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not good.
it's not good.
It's not good.
It's so bad.
And
Another thing that's bad. Pornography.
fucking. Here's what I'm so upset about though. The fact, it didn't bother me that much, but that Mary was just in the one spot on that van.
Oh, we couldn't see her,
where
yeah.
there was no camera.
I know.
So it doesn't really. We don't lose that much. I would have loved to see her face, but
Yeah,
like it
'cause
was.
her face
But
is
what
comedy.
sucks is that because there's nobody in there,
Yeah.
there's not a producer in there. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
no one can tell her to
Step
scoot.
in.
Correct.
And there's no
Yeah.
camera, so there's no
Got
big
it.
body. It's just so no one
GoPros.
knows.
Yeah.
no one knows where she's at.
Yeah.
and it's because it's also when they arrive. So I think that they're probably like they're just getting off.
half the
like, no
cast
big
is
deal.
off, and the crew that's on is
Correct.
probably with the rest
No,
of the
they're
cast
inside. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank God.
to get their arrivals back,
But
or to
you,
see not Meredith, to see how they're roll in.
oh God, you need,
Stop,
you need
drop,
to
and roll.
grow up. You deny everything you do. Own what you do. Own who you are. Okay.
You
First
call
of
me
all-
pornography.
First of all, Mary telling anyone to own who they are is
laughable.
real rich.
Yeah, it's kind of
laughable.
LOL. She used to own that fedora, and she's not. So.
You called me pornography.
Well, obviously, we were all confused by that. None of us. Even Whitney's like,
Whitney's like, what? She's like, I love pornography.
Exactly. Predator.
Oh, well,
That's what it was.
But it came from Heather, right?
Yes. Yeah. Heather, what'd you call
finally
me?
Came too. And she came too.
Predator.
Predator.
And then puts her head right back in her hands.
Honestly, Heather, good job, baby. She
like,
clocked in right when she needed
what's
to.
his name? Is it? What's his name from Hocus Pocus?
Oh, Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy and all the mobs come out. That's fucking. Heather's like, oh, he's alive. Oh, she's alive. Oh.
Predator. Yeah. And then Whitney's like, oh, yeah.
That's true.
Predator.
Predator.
Also, like, how did we get there? Like, that. It just went from like 0 to 100.
Mary's
It was
been
very
harboring
confusing.
this all day, though.
Yeah.
It's been all day.
Yeah. That's why she doesn't care to talk to Whitney.
Correct.
And that's what she called her childish.
It was at the pool. Why are you being childish? It was at dinner, and it was here.
Mary Cosby doesn't give a flying fuck that Whitney and Angie K were there early.
No.
That's why she tells Angie K, I'm not talking to you. Because she's like, I'm focusing on you, Whitney.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
That's right.
Predator.
Child
Pornography.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
they
What?
get a little pee-pee.
Oh my God. See, I was like, what an episode. You see, I was just cutting it off before we got
You get
there.
it?
That's where you stopped watching.
It was an
Guys.
episode wrap for me right there, guys.
Depends by Lisa Rinna. Next time, Heather,
needed them.
put it on. Put your diaper on.
Brought to you by.
Maybe Heather Gay will be the new face of Depends after this fucking episode. You know,
Depends has reached out.
We want you to be the face of Depends. Okay?
She's like, I finally
Because
got
you
a
can
sponsor.
depend on us. You know?
She's like, this isn't where I thought my life was going to go, but I'm going to say yes.
guys, sponsor. New York Times bestseller? Face of Depends.
Yeah.
Because you can depend on me as a friend. You got a friend in me.
Yeah.
Depends.
Depends, baby.
There's a slogan right there.
It really is.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough ride-in.
It was a Rough Rider.
That was a good Rough Rider, though. That was a great
Man,
episode.
it was so much fun. It really was.
It really was fun. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
I'm very
I can't wait for
excited to
next
see it.
week.
Same.
I can't wait to try to set my ringtone to want to go there with husband. I'm just going to do a voice recording of that and see if I can set that as like one of my ringtones for my iPhone.
Well, did you guys know, like, she loses the H in husband. It just goes
Husband?
from, with husband. It's like with husband. There's no H.
Well, that's why I love it. Like, they act like she said with the husband. She does not.
No.
She just goes with husband.
I want to know.
That's perfect.
I want to know what's going on.
What's
with
going
husband.
on?
We're going to
husband.
find out money laundering. We're going to find
You
out.
shut your mouth, Zrina. You beast.
How dare you? How dare you?
Eileen's not a real actress. I was a real actress.
Oh, God.
Escape to Witch Mountain. And in the porno, Escape to Bitch Mountain.
I started in both.
Sharknado 5.
1982. I love Sharknado.
Sharknado's great.
So
Who do
funny.
you think is a better actress, Kim or Kyle?
Oh, God.
Kim.
I wasn't asking you. We all know that you hate Kim.
Yeah.
Kyle?
Kim, because Kim can do comedy, even if it's ironic.
I love making my chicken salad.
To be,
And she's like her hands in the chicken. Her daughters are getting ready for prom. She's like, I have to make my chicken salad.
So wild.
So neurotic.
Because she's ironically funny. Kyle is not. So, and so Kim, final answer.
Kim,
For $100 million.
you stole my house.
Guys, we can't wait to do Beverly Hills with y'all.
I know. You stole my house. And you wouldn't let you said my daughter could be on the listing. So, did you steal it or not? Did she steal it? No.
It's a dark past, guys.
Also in Palm Springs, that scene.
Also, a lot of dark scenes in Palm
yeah.
Springs.
There's a lot of darkness in Palm Springs, period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
But I do love Palm Springs.
a lot of brightness with this house. Darkness inside with the cast, though, big time.
It is.
Black Soul.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, thank you for joining us on this recap of Salt Lake City in Palm Springs.
Adjacent.
I hope we brought you some laughs. And as always, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Please like,
With us.
subscribe, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And as always, if you'd like, scroll down to the bottom. There's a link there. This is Buy Me a Coffee. It's Buy Me a Cocktail. So if you're feeling extra frisky,
Buy a little cocktail.
Or if you want it to be coffee and cocktail, like espresso martini.
Ooh.
Best of both worlds. Ask Heather.
I don't know if Heather's going to agree with that sentiment today, but
Espresso martinis are dangerous.
they're dangerous, but real good.
They were very, very good. Well, guys, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get a black eye on the way out of here.
Nah,
You don't think so?
I hope not.
Yeah. Again, jokes flat. Hey guys, anytime that it's all about joke, I want you to always know I am channeling Erin Litchi. Am I saying her last name
I don't know.
right?
Is that from Roni?
I think it is Litchi.
I think it is Litchi.
Yeah. Yes, that's from Roni.
Well, I'm guessing. I don't know what her last name is. I don't know if
Do
you
we
were
have
trying to say like Erin Lachey or something. I don't know.
Who the fuck is Erin Lachey?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Nick Lachey's sister.
Is there another Erin on Housewives?
No.
Oh.
I think Betsy is just
I'm
like
just saying
has
that
selective
that's how
memory
little.
loss.
She's trying to black out and get a black eye.
I'm just saying that's how little I know about Erin. I didn't even know what her last name was at all.
Okay, guys. Anyway,
Anyway.
thank you for joining us.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Right.
Bye.
Later.